Welcome to Radical Truth, the Power of Aggressive News Show. Let's be S3. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart, along with Theas. And as you can see from the title, we're just going to review the news that happened this past week. That is including Trump in Palestine, Musk and the Treasury Department, and a little bit of news that I got from Theas that I didn't know about, but it does pertain to. He keeps doing that. That does pertain to
You should
Cuba.
have often done.
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't like the way I'm looking on the camera, so I'm messing with the camera.
Oh,
I'm so sorry for the inconvenience of not having to look at my delightful face.
And it is an inconvenience, sir. Our second hour, we do have an M out of 8 hole mafia video of the week, positive story of the week, and of course, Foxy's video of the week. Well, Adam, how's everything going while I still have you on camera?
well, you haven't said anything. Never mind. Good day, family, and just a lot of recovery. Yesterday was a long day for me. Support group and then a show. So been taking it easy. How you doing, Fierce?
I'm well.
What?
There we go.
There you go.
That's
I'm like,
all right. Glad I could be of such wonderful entertainment for you, Mr. Marlon.
Oh, that was one. That was fantastic. It scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, I'm learning how to use this little stupid thing, and like you use hand gestures to tell it what you want it to do. But the problem was the first hand gesture is just a general, hey, zoom in, and it like climbed all up in my lap. So yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Dude, we ain't even in the same state. And I was like, man, give me 50 feet. What are you doing?
I'm just saying, man.
Back it up. Back it up. Back it up.
Now everything's good. For some reason, I just feel a little out of sorts today, man. Like I took a short nap, but it got interrupted, so that's probably why I just kind of ain't quite got right. But
it's gonna be a little low energy from me, but not because of anything physical. Is for some reason this room is just hot, and I can't cool down because it ain't cool outside. So you see me over here just doing this every few minutes. Ain't because I'm sick. It's just this. For some reason, my room is the hottest room in the house. Period. It's not even a discussion, and we don't know why. I'm not above the boiler. I just don't know why this room is the hottest room.
Yeah, I just went upstairs and the girls, their rooms are on the top floor, so it's hot as heck up there. And so I ended up having to turn the AC on because I don't like turning the AC on. This is like my free period. This is my period of time where I can turn everything off, and but my babies were hot, so
I don't know. It's something. It's something about wordplay. Because I'm sorry, it's something about let's turn the air conditioner on in February. I just don't know why that just like
man the house
heat gets caught so much up in the room.
Yeah, on the top floor, that's where all the heat gets caught.
Yeah,
it gets caught in the attic, and then it just makes the top floor hot. But then there's also just the fact that it's like 70 degrees outside. So
it was
normally February is like our frozen month,
and then it's 50 something tomorrow. Like
we are at
next
like
week the temperature
32 to 37. We've been having snow since February turned into February. Since January turned into February.
I don't want none of that.
Alpha, hey, honey.
She said hello. This was earlier today, so I don't know if she's still here or not. But if you are,
okay.
Hello, how are you? Tracy's in the
It's,
Oh, is Marlon gonna go off about shopping carts? Nah, I'm over them bastards.
sounds like it.
Yeah, sounds like you're completely over that one.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's about as much as you gonna get out of me. Let's get this party started. Well, it's been over a week, and still, this is the top news, or at least this is still the most talked about topic out there. Trump's remarks about the Palestinian people and the Gaza Strip.
Tonight, President Trump rolling out the red carpet for Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu at the White House to talk about Gaza and freeing the remaining hostages.
Thank you very much.
It's President Trump's first invitation to a foreign leader after 4 years of President Biden denying Netanyahu a White House visit.
We want peace. We want people to stop being killed. But everybody's demanding one thing. Very simple, peace. And he wants peace also.
Hamas is not going to be in Gaza, and we're going to get everyone back.
And at a late evening news conference, President Trump said for the first time the U.S. would take over rebuilding Gaza.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
When asked by NBC's Kelly O'Donnell if the U.S. presence would be permanent,
I do see a long-term ownership position, and I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East.
and still later,
We have an opportunity to do something that could be phenomenal. And I don't want to be cute. I don't want to be a wise guy, but the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be something that could be so bad. This could be so magnificent.
but most Gazans don't want to leave, and leaders in Egypt and Jordan have said they don't want to take them.
The whole thing is a mess. And I think that if we can resettle, and I believe we can do it in areas where the leaders currently say no.
While tonight, the family of American-Israeli hostage Keith Siegel speaking to NBC News after he was released Saturday following 484 days held captive.
There were no words. It was a wow. It was an amazing. It was, oh my gosh, is this really happening?
President Trump also signaling a new U.S. approach to Iran, saying he would meet with Iran's president, but signing an executive order sanctioning Iran, saying he is unhappy to do it, but has to be strong and firm.
Yo,
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not a big, European history buff, but World War II, there were two sides to the struggle. There was the Axis and there were the Allies. And the Allies were largely, identified or whatever, even though they pre-existed America's involvement, America became like the face of it, right? Because America does that. But anyway, it goes into this war, and they didn't go for humanitarian reasons, okay? America got involved because they were messing with our ships, and then they attacked Pearl Harbor, right? So that's why America went in, okay? But in the course of fighting the war in Germany, they come across these people who are being inhumanely treated, wholesale slaughtered. We call it the Holocaust. It was a genocide against this group of people. And now here we are, fast forward just one generation, and the victims of the Holocaust, the direct victims of the Holocaust, right? Because these are the Europeanized Jewish people that America and the rest of the West decided, yeah, we're going to set up a new colony for you. We're going to do it over here with these brown people are. But These are the people who literally survived one of the most horrid recent events in our histories. And now they are perpetrating the same kind of crime. And what's wild about this is now what were the allies are now the Axis. Right? It's now Israel, survivors of the Holocaust, and America, champions of the Jewish people. They're the bad guys. And the whole rest of the world is like, yo, no. Right? So now we're literally flipping the tables and in a position where it'll be the rest of the world having to align to prevent America and Israel from taking over the lands of its neighbors. America is now the one attacking its neighbors. Right now we're doing it through tariffs and threats and all this other stuff. But literally, America is attacking its neighbors the way Germany was, except Germany did it militarily.
And
America's
Canada is getting ready for war.
Canada's getting ready. Mexico's getting ready. Everybody's like, hey.
Trudeau was caught on a hot mic. You know, a lot of people don't think he was caught, that he meant to let it leak. That, yeah, they are getting ready for war.
Yeah, and it'll be a one-sided butt whooping, but they got to defend themselves, right?
Yes, it would, but yes, they do.
Yeah. So
they will get help.
Well, the closest people who can come help them is Russia. Russia ain't getting involved.
You know, Russia's not going to get involved in this one.
Right? Not right now. Not in that way. Because anybody else will take a long time to get there, and America would just, mess them up before they can get to our hemisphere. That's one of the problems of American hegemony, or whatever the right way you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, America said this side of the globe belongs to us. And so you can't go to South America, you can't go to the islands, you can't come to the continent, the northern continent, without our permission. And America locked that down. But anyway, I agree with you. These countries, they have to defend themselves, and America put them all in this position. So the rise of BRICS is happening. You got basically, I'm going to call it like the anti-NATO, right? So like NATO is no longer safe being NATO. So a lot of the NATO nations are going to have to realign because
they very well might go with BRICS.
Yeah, they may go with BRICS or just quite simply be NATO without NATO, right? Because if America attacks
a smaller
Canada, the rest of the Western nations have to now fight America, like by law. That's the agreement they're in. So it's all of that's so wild. But this quick point I meant to make before I started going into that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're great. It makes me think of Vladimir Putin, and one of the things that someone was talking about him and how he came up, and his life story is kind of jacked up. Okay, really bad.
Yeah,
and they were saying that out of adversity, everybody doesn't learn the same lesson. So coming out of the adversity that Putin's family went through, Putin came out of that saying, I will never be weak again. I will never be in a position where someone else can harm me. I will be in a position to do the harm. That's the lesson he came out of. And it's the exact same lesson that those who rule Israel took as well. And they're acting on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad. But there we go.
It was so heartbreaking. I learned that Mama Hart's father was one of the people who went to Gaza in 48 and helped or the land around Gaza and helped create that open air prison. I never got to talk to him about it. He was an 18-year-old in World War II, suddenly dropping bombs on other people and taught to compartmentalize it all. You just have to press the button. That is your job, and then you come home.
Yeah, that's the conditioning they go through.
Right, right. It wasn't until later on that I really saw the emotional damage that war does to even the most narcissistic of many men. He was very in love with himself. He never ever talked about war once he came home, and I really do wish I had a chance to ask questions. I mean, we were a family that we gathered around and told stories. Like, it's just funny that I didn't think to ask a lot
Well, if
for
this
his
helps,
story. Mhm.
Anna,
Yeah.
do you have any family members who have spent an extended amount of time behind bars? If no, that's fine. But
I don't think so.
it's a mentality, and it's a very similar mentality to what people who go to fight in a forward operation in a war. It's the same thing, because it's
Mhm.
you are in a position, you're in a place where the rules of traditional society do not apply.
Okay.
You have to adjust to where you are, and you must become a different person, right? So I don't think. I mean, I understand your curiosity of wanting to understand him better and things like that.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't say anything to you
He
though.
wouldn't have told me. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
because in order to cope, this is what I've experienced
But
talking
he
to people
loved
who
to
have spent.
talk about himself.
But
That's the
that's different, right? It's like the stuff
he
I
would
share with
let
you guys.
things
I share
slip.
a lot of stuff with you guys, but there's certain things that are kept behind lock and key that you guys I'll never share with you,
For
right?
sure.
So
Same.
is that's the mentality. So yeah, talking about myself, well, not me, because I can't compare myself to a soldier or even a former convict, but
Mm.
talking about yourself is easy because you get to control which doors get open,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's one reason why he would love to talk about himself, because one, he's self-medicating, right? I'm going to focus on
Mhm.
the best parts of me or the things that I like most about me. I'm a tough guy. I'm a smart guy. Right. But the things that
Mhm.
keep me up at night, the things that wake me up in a sweat, the things that scare me, no, I can't bring those up, because the problem is once I open that door, I can't be sure I can put them back behind the door.
I hear that. I know it. I know he never would have. It was still one of my favorite things to, because I played a game knowing that my grandparents' house was an unhealthy house for my mom and her siblings to grow up in. There was alcohol, a lot of abuse, and things that were very typical for the 40s and 50s, but very things that like broke some of my family.
I agree.
Sorry, I
Me
just
too.
blanked.
No, me too. That's what I can say.
But I always played kind of a game. Like, I was one of their favorite grandchildren because one, I made the visits. I went to go see the patriarch and matriarch kind of thing. They loved that. They had grandchildren who lived across town, didn't come to see them. Um, and I'd ask them, could you tell me about yourself? Could you tell me about like when you met? And the hilarious thing, they tell this grand story of my nan working as a nurse, and oh, poor granddad was injured. Granddad was getting a sandwich in the canteen was the actual story, and Nan was somebody who drove the trucks for the kitchens. So like they would out themselves sometimes. I found it funny because it didn't make me look at them less. Sorry.
Hey, you're fine. I got noise going on in my house.
Tracy, notice the fake Christian right is silent after Trump is saying after what Trump said about the U.S. taking over Gaza.
They don't know how to defend it, so they just gonna pretend it never happened.
Yeah, notice
That's
that.
exactly why I played the video that I did play instead of somebody talking about it and we just heard and everything else. I really want to make sure that although I know they're going to ignore it, I want you to hear it coming out of XYZ's mouth. Because I am not playing the game like we used to. They never said that. They never said that. Yes, they did. Show me. And then I show you. Well, that's not what they meant. No. Let's get all of that and just go to. I'm going to show you the video of him specifically saying what he said.
Plus, there's another angle too, Marlon.
There's a lot of relative silence from the left as well.
Yeah, that's another one, but they're silent on a whole nother reason. Their cowardice is being shown, but and their complicity. But
yeah,
speaking to the fake Christians or faux Christians or the evangelicals or whatever you want to call them, right? My thing about them is they're kind of a death cult. Like, I hate to put it this way about all Christianity, but in a general sense, Christianity is a death cult, but it's different. If you're actually following the principles of Christ, you understand death is inevitable, but you want to do good things along the way.
Okay.
These evangelicals are just like hasten the end of the world. Like they claim to want it. And in service to that, they're on that perverse view that they can't have the rapture until all of the Jews go back to Israel. And the problem with that is, one, the rapture ain't in the Bible. And two, if you want to leave, why don't y'all check out? Why don't y'all go ahead and leave? You know what I'm saying? Leave the rest of us alone. If it's true that you are not to be of this world and you're not to conform to this world and you're supposed to be a peculiar people, go be peculiar. That means don't try to create a Christian nation. Never ask for that. I've read the Bible. Don't remember that in there nowhere.
Did you see the law being introduced in North Dakota?
Huh?
Did you see the law being introduced in North Dakota?
No, but I saw about what was happening in Utah. But what happened in North Dakota?
It is being introduced, a resolution to make Dakota a Christian state. And yeah, there's a bunch of Bible verses quoted in the resolution, and
okay,
yeah. It will be pressed if it goes through.
Ain't nothing a Christian can tell me no way. And I love my Christian family. I do, but ain't nothing y'all can tell me.
You literally gonna have me. This goes into the category of we're gonna become a Christian state,
but not follow none of the Christian.
Okay.
The spirit of Christianity is not in there.
Because I have no idea what. One, okay, cool. And two, bro, you ain't even a Christian. Like, can you know the old Christian song "Sweep Around Your Own Front Door"?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or about the beam in your eye.
You don't even have a broom, but you want to make a whole state.
Yeah, I had an interesting interaction. It was very brief because I try not to go in too deep with this with some of my loved ones, but I was like, I know there's this unwritten rule that you're not supposed to question if somebody else is a Christian. And that's okay for y'all. Me, I'm going to tell you, if I'm looking at the spirit of what the religion and the faith is, and you not anywhere near, you actively against it, I'm gonna tell you you're not a Christian. You claim anything you want to. You're not a Christian. So these people, oh, they're reading the same Bible, Tracy. They just,
No, we
they select, they jumping around a lot.
that's what I was saying. They're reading the same book. They just know where to cut off or to start up, depending on what they're trying to do.
Their book has highlights, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, for them, honestly, it's like it's grace
different
for
colors,
them.
too.
Yeah, it's grace for me and rule for thee, right? And law
Yeah.
for thee, right? So
Yeah.
for them, it's like when they're trying to say what a Christian society would be, they're selectively picking things out of the Old Testament, selectively pulling things out of the Old Testament, taking most of it out of context, right? These evangelicals are no more a Christian than Al Qaeda and the Taliban are Muslim. All right. They are separatist sects of a religion.
I have a question. If you're taking it from the Old Testament, is that not Jewish law?
It kind of not to them because they use
Like
some
everything?
stuff from the New Testament to justify why you shouldn't be mad at them because they're under grace.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I mean, that gets into another thing, which I know, Marlon, I won't do a lot, but I'm just gonna say it real quick so I can mess with people's head. Jesus never said to create a religion around him.
Mm-hmm.
That was something some people a couple hundred years after he was dead decided to do. So Jesus was a Jew. Jesus was under the law of Judaism.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say to get rid of it, but he did come in and he ushered in grace. But he didn't throw anything away. So I'm curious, like, the Old Testament points to Jesus as far as he's coming, and some of the principles are there. And then Jesus comes and he's the word in manifest, right? Manifested word. But it's just like he never said make him a new religion. At least I didn't see it. And I've asked people, and they haven't told me where it says to make a new religion of Christ. So y'all might be y'all might be in something that's not approved. Maybe.
They can, but
there's a lot of things he said he didn't.
This, and for some reason, y'all disappear when I say it. But okay, let me say this, and then we're gonna move on.
Mm-hmm.
Christian is to be Christ-like. Y'all
reject everything that's Christ-like.
Time I say something about that, you want to talk about the Bible and God.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Sorry. Just want to point that out.
And last thing on that, Christian is to be Christ-like, right? Mm-hmm. So that means that's an action, right? It means you're actively trying to be more like Christ. It's not a passive thing. You're called on to be a peculiar person, a peculiar people, because you move different and you're trying to actually be more like Christ. And when you line it up and you look at it, and it's like, what was it? J.D. Vance was like, well, what the Bible really says is first be good to the people that are like you, then be good to the people around you, and then maybe be good to people past that.
Which version are you be referencing, sir?
That's a new one.
Yeah. Bruh. I'm sorry. I feel a headache coming on. I feel a Christian headache coming on. Let's go ahead and get into the second most popular talked about subject. And I'm going to have to go backwards to go forwards because, like I said, I want to make sure that all the information is on display, not just word of mouth. Elon Musk and the Treasury Department.
Elon Musk and his government efficiency team have been given access to the U.S. Treasury's federal payment system. That includes Social Security payment information. As ABC's Christian Cordero reports, well, critics are demanding to know why a group in charge of government efficiency is conducting the takeover of an agency.
Overnight, sources confirming that Elon Musk has been given access to the U.S. Treasury Department's vast payment system. The move essentially puts the government's multi-trillion-dollar checkbook in the hands of the world's richest man, and his message about wasteful government spending has been clear.
Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
How much do you think we can rip out?
I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
The official who oversaw the federal payment system has been placed on administrative leave after he resisted giving Musk and Doge officials access to the system, which contains sensitive information about millions of Americans who receive Social Security, tax refunds, and other government payments. While Musk's team has access, it has not yet gained operational control of the system, and no government payments have been blocked. That could trigger a legal battle since the money is approved by Congress. Musk has also said he wants to get rid of the penny, noting that the 1-cent coin costs nearly 3 cents to produce.
Elon's doing a good job. He's a big cost cutter.
This weekend, Musk also taking aim at the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, which is in charge of dispensing tens of billions of dollars in foreign aid. Musk writing USAID is a criminal organization. Time for it to die.
To be clear, in shutting down, which we're in the process of doing, shutting down USAID.
About 100 staffers were placed on leave after the agency refused to give Musk's team access to classified material. The team was eventually given that access. The Trump administration has already faced legal hurdles while pushing to gain more control of government spending. Just last week, Trump's executive action freezing federal grants and loans was blocked by the courts.
Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Okay, so before we get into it, before we even start talking about it, here's an update to that story.
And a judge delivers a blow to Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, blocking it from accessing Treasury Department information. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson explains why the request was so controversial.
New roadblocks this weekend for President Trump's effort to overhaul the federal government. A federal judge Saturday blocking Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, nicknamed DOGE, from accessing sensitive Treasury Department data, including Social Security and bank account numbers for millions of Americans. This after a lawsuit filed Friday by attorneys general in New York and more than a dozen other states.
This unelected group, led by the world's richest man, is not authorized to have this information.
Another judge Friday stopped DOGE from putting thousands of USAID workers on leave. The AP reports DOGE tried to use the Treasury Department to cut off USAID's funding. This despite DOGE saying it only had read-only access at the Treasury and could not change payments.
We do not have authority, sir.
Friday, DOGE officials were at the Education Department, which Trump has floated the idea of eliminating entirely. Elon's new agency is tasked with cutting waste, fraud, and overall spending. Trump says so far, they're getting the job done.
We have to take some of these things apart to find the corruption.
But critics say they're acting recklessly and without proper oversight.
These are incompetent people. They don't care about the damage they're doing.
There's also concern about what, if anything, is off limits for DOGE. President Trump says Pentagon spending could be next, but says Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid won't be touched. At the White House, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
Can I just say I really love how the first newscast framed Elon's team as just that, instead of giving it the legitimacy of the Department of Government Efficiency. And, notice how Fox News, the second one, leaned heavily into that name. I really liked it.
I don't know what I'm gonna say is petty, and I'm really not trying to be petty, but this is like the third or fourth time I have heard this name. Doge sounds like the dumbest effing name I have ever heard.
It's tied
for
to his
the
currency.
Department of anything. It's just the stupidest name.
It's an ego thing. He's the owner and creator of the Dogecoin. Okay, that's a cryptocurrency been around for years.
Oh my gosh, I remember that now.
The Dogecoin has been around for years. It was originally supposed to be like a competitor to Bitcoin. So then you take the guy who created the Dogecoin and you let him run roughshod over the government. And what does he name his new department? Doge. And then he just creates an acronym to fit the word Doge.
That's still stupid.
I mean, it's stupid, but this is where it comes from, right? The part that I can't stand with some of this coverage is like they still will not make plain the connections, right? Elon Musk has gone after. He went after the Department of Education. I haven't figured out where his tie is there yet, but he went after.
There was a recent AID.
Yeah, USAID. And USAID had him under investigation for Starlink.
Yep.
He went after the Department of Treasury. Department of Treasury was after him for something with his money that he's been doing. I think it was anti-trade type stuff. Then he went after the FAA. And the FAA was under investigation with them because of issues with the space program. So he's under investigation by at least 3 of the 4 entities that he is dismantling. Just recently, I can't remember the proper term, so y'all have to look it up, but they're going after the ability for like Amazon workers in locations to unionize.
Yep.
So now they're doing the business of Bezos. Okay. So Trump got into office. What did he do? He made sure all of his court cases got thrown out. So these guys are running the classic oligarchy, criminal enterprise type thing. Go a little bit further.
Yeah.
Trump pulls us out of the international criminal. Well, correction. We never joined the International Criminal Court because we refuse to let anyone else have that authority over our country. So, but he's trying to sanction the ICC because the ICC has indicted and made Bibi, a criminal.
A criminal.
Right? He has an arrest warrant out for him. So now Trump is attacking them. All of this stuff ties so neatly together, and it's not even like you don't even have to put on a tinfoil hat. It's just right there. You know? But Trump voters are largely insulated from this.
I'm so sorry. I don't know.
Watchdogs.
Yeah. I don't know if my internet's been kind of laggy.
Diz's internet was lagging a little bit, and then Anna jumped in when it was lagging. So y'all were crossing each other. So
sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I laugh at it sometimes because it's like I can hear things, but his mouth ain't moving anymore. So and then your mouth moves like triple time because it's catching up to what you already just said. So it's like, and the international law already went in.
Mm-hmm.
And from my side, I look like I'm doing okay.
But notice, we like to, in the past at least, pull on the veneer of international law and that we follow this. There is no even sheen covering to it anymore.
They don't have to hide anymore. And I mean that with very little respect. If you tell somebody, and I'm talking about Project 2025, tell somebody the playbook. You tell them flat out what you're going to do. You know it's bad. You know it's illegal. you know it's immoral. But here it is, the 400 and something page,
900
and something page
Yes.
of hell that we're telling you we're finna do, and you now are allowing us to do it. I don't want to hear that crap about I didn't allow none. Yes, you did.
Oh, this is the one I hear oftentimes from the Trump voters. So just because, yeah, I voted for Trump, that doesn't mean I voted for everything that he is about.
Yes, you did.
Okay. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, right? When
You
I
can
vote for
disagree.
I voted for Kamala, I voted from a tactical position, and I made certain trade-offs, and there were things I didn't agree with about her and about the Democratic Party and all of that.
Right.
I'll hear you. But see, here's the thing. You can't say that you didn't agree with their major points.
Right.
Like, you can't say, well, yeah, I voted for Kamala, but I wasn't with that thing about, not going to war and about, trying to make sure that, they help people get loans and come out of poverty. I wasn't with that. I was with her policy on, what was someone nobody liked? She wasn't outspoken enough about Gaza, right?
Right.
I really so much have to push back on that because and you're right. Morally, in a standoffish way, you're right. You voted for this reason, you didn't vote for this reason. I get that argument. Fine. You do, however, understand that with your vote for this reason, you're going to get the other thing too. And that's why I just cannot let you get away with, I didn't agree to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you did, because it was going to come with whatever it is that you decided was okay to vote for him with. So if you did not vote for, if you vote for Trump because you knew you was going to get a tax cut, that was just one of the things. I'm just throwing something out there. I really want this tax cut. So I vote for Trump because I really want a tax cut. Now, I'm not agreeing with what he's doing with the illegal immigrants. Okay, I understand.
How much are you pushing back then?
Yeah, that's my point.
Well, I'm not even talking about the pushing back part.
With the illegal immigrant round up, but you
the left ain't pushing too hard either. They got real quiet.
You knew he was going to do it, though. And you weighed the pros and cons and thought me having less taxes was worth everything else I didn't like that he was going to do.
But that's just it. That's why you have to challenge these people, because it was never about tax policy. It was always about grievance.
I was just doing something.
I know, I feel you. I feel you. But I'm just saying that's one of the things they use. And I'm like, no, this is about grievance. This is about something way deeper than this.
Turn the story into I was for the immigrants being
deported. Like, you got to go with, okay.
What do you mean the rich are getting a tax cut again?
Even though we knew it. But
But
it's like, look, you have to, if you're going to be the most generous to the stupid, then you look at the stupid and you say, okay, well, you could only go by what was said. Right? You can't go by what you think he was going to do or any of that stuff. Is like, you didn't know that he was going to say, we're going to take over Gaza. You didn't know that because he never said that on the campaign trail. He never said that on the campaign trail.
Specifically, no.
Right? But he did say what he was going to do.
He wanted them to end
tax policy, Department of Education, immigrant roundups, coming out of the nuclear accord, coming out of the environmental accord. Like, he said all of those. So yes, you did vote for that. He said he was going to do tariffs, and now those tariffs are wreaking havoc, just like the first term, wreaking havoc across the Midwest. People losing their jobs left and right because the manufacturing cannot sustain itself.
Farmers are now turning around, because of the dismantling of USAID.
Because USAID,
how much of their
where our food
food
went.
used to send to people who are starving?
Yes,
they don't think about where the stuff comes
but these are
from.
hard-hearted people.
USAID is America first.
The
Sorry.
crops in the Midwest are already dying because they don't have the storage, because they can't sell it, because you put a freaking tariff on it.
Not only that, like Anna was hitting on, USAID. So most of the food grown in America goes elsewhere, right? We pull stuff in. We don't. So USAID help get the food across the water, right? They shipping the food and getting money for it, and the farmers are getting paid, and the government paid the farmer, and the farmer gave it's a network.
$80,000.
It was great,
right? But now you got, new generation slave holders talking about, well, I ain't got nobody to come pick the cotton, and now if I don't have nobody to pick the cotton, then I'm gonna lose my farm. I need my slaves back. That is what you're hearing. That's what I hear. Right? They use much cleaner words. But when you're telling me the only way you can run your farm is through illegal labor,
I need my people.
You need the slave labor back.
Oh, and I got a new thing from late last night, Anna. The next time some big, huge, very popular, everybody around the world knows this organization. The next time they call in a team meeting for everybody to come, don't go.
Yeah, I don't care who you work for. Don't
go to that meeting.
Did you hear about it, Anna?
No.
All right.
Coca-Cola.
No, I did not.
Coca-Cola had an impromptu team meeting. Company meeting. Sorry. I keep saying team. Team is too small. Company meeting.
Company meeting.
So let's look at it. So if you want to look at it as a big auditorium with the whole company in there. And ICE. And a lot of people got arrested. All their illegal employees. That was the shortest company-wide meeting ever. This, ladies and gentlemen, was Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Let that
now, Coca-Cola's pushing back. They're saying it didn't happen.
Oh, wow, really?
I guess we have to interview the missing workers.
And Trump is complaining that there aren't enough arrests for his liking.
Yeah. In fact, his dude who's over it
push back on when it comes to, because me and Thea's talked about it the other day, was I don't want to hear you sheriffs in all these states talking about how thin your employment is because we're running out of people and we need more funding because I'm sorry. My taxpayers, state taxpayers, is paying you to do your job in this state, not Trump's job. Now, you want to piss me off? That's what's pissing me off. I'm paying for you to do something federal. Then I want my damn money back.
So
because I didn't do this. If they're illegal and they do something wrong, wholeheartedly do your job because that is your job. If you're doing it because somebody on high told you to do it, I want my, excuse me, I know it's the first hour, I want my fucking money back.
Okay, so
because I didn't hire you for that.
Well, like I said,
I didn't hire you for that.
When we were talking, I think last night, Marlon, I was making this particular point, and it's an unpopular one because it's nuanced. Okay.
I get exactly what you're gonna say. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not gonna stress myself out over people who are here illegally being deported because that's actually a legal process. What's upsetting me is that it's being weaponized and targeted the way that it is because it's not going after all illegal immigrants. They're going after who fits the mold, right? They're going after brown and black immigrants. I I'm pretty confident, because I haven't heard any stories or read any reports about Ukrainians and Londoners and Australians being rounded up and shipped back to their country. I have not come across that anywhere. So that's where if you're gonna do it, right? And then, like I've been saying this for years, if you really want to start to do something about illegal immigration, the way you get at it is you look at what creates the need for it or what's supporting it, right? So you have literally a list of people who are here on expired visas. You got the list. You gave them a visa. They didn't leave. You know who to go look for. But those are the people who make good money for you. Those are the people who are in your technology and your healthcare and your business owners. And so you're not going to mess with them. Also, you know where the different farms are that have to rely on physical labor to gather the crops. Why aren't you going after those people? Go after the owners of the enterprise that's employing them. But you don't want to do that because those people vote and those people actually contribute to your coffers. So instead, you scapegoat, because you know most people in America are too busy, too slow, or too lazy to try to decipher anything in between. And they just be like, yes, illegal. It's illegal. Then they stop there. And I'm like, wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. Where's the human aspect of this? Right? If you understand that
opening up Guantanamo Bay, you know?
Right. And not only that, here's the other one. What's goodness, it just went out of my head. But it's a country in Central America, El Salvador. El Salvador had a huge gang problem. That's why you had so many people here on protected status, because of how wild El Salvador was. And then they had their current president gets in and he goes rogue and creates this super duper max prison, which is horrible, but it's doing its job, right? It's like the 94 crime bill on speed, acid, and crack, right? It's woo. So they're trying to say, hey, Mr. Trump, work a deal with us. You send us your criminal illegals, but they got to be criminal. They can't just be illegals. Send us your criminal illegals and we'll put them over here. And you just pay us some money. And you know, that little bit of money it costs you would be great to us. Like, whoa. So now we're going to have concentration camps around the world. But the American public will not bat an eye, because first thing you have to do is criminalize a people. That's what they did to our community. That's what they're doing to this community. If you can criminalize a population, if you can make them criminal by their very existence, then any behavior, any law enforcement activity that you impose on them is justified in the eyes of the American public, because they're criminals. And now you can do whatever you want to. They'll send them to Guantanamo Bay where they can be tortured and neglected and starved to death. You can send them to this thing in El Salvador. Pretty much the same thing.
It's an extrajudicial area.
Well, they're making it judicial because he just got to make up something. And then you got, what's the other thing? Mississippi. Gotta love Mississippi.
You got the guys in Guantanamo Bay. Thank you. They can't say these are illegal immigrants. They did, but not to send up. It can't. It got to be something worse. It got to be something worse than that.
They're violent offenders or violent criminals.
They are a part of a. They are a part of a gang.
Don't do that.
World gang. That's very dangerous. So dangerous. I'm not lying when I say this. They are so dangerous, we can't leave them with the rest of the illegal immigrants. That's how dangerous they are. That's why we had to separate them from everybody else.
And they've done it before. With the war in Afghanistan and Iraq, all they did was the same thing Israel did. You go into this land and you arrest every male of fighting age. And you deem them a combatant. And you deem them a terrorist. At one point, it was a couple years ago, I think it was during Trump's first administration, but it could have been during Obama's. But they wanted to set these people free from Guantanamo that they were not able to put any particular. That didn't work out too well for them. But they
tried.
No, but what was I just talking about?
I'm sorry.
They were going to release them from.
Oh, Guantanamo. They were talking about releasing the people that they weren't able to, bring charges on. But you've had them in there for so long. America was like, nah, I can't let them go. Because if they weren't terrorists before, they're terrorists now. That's the logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you got people in prison in America right now on weed charges. They got nothing on them more than weed, which has become legalized in most of the states of the nation.
Yep.
They aren't in there for violent offenses. They're not in there for gun charges. They're not in there they're in there for possession with intent to distribute charges. Okay, but can't let them out because it'll look bad.
And majority of those time it was 1 ounce over.
But they can't let them out because it'll look bad. America's gonna save face.
Yeah, someone was half an ounce over. Half an ounce. You was trying to distribute. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That is our first hour. I appreciate it. We did get through it. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Theas. We will, like I said, we will be returning to this type of news organization. Again, a very special announcement at the top of the second hour. And it's just a repeat from what I said yesterday. I was
like, I know what you're gonna say.
But I just want to make sure that I get out. I didn't put a time restraint on it. Did we have more to talk about?
Bro, read the chat.
Huh? I didn't read the chat. That was the last chat.
It just came up. That just came up, yes. It wasn't before.
Oh.
Inside joke, y'all. Inside.
Oh my God. Oh. Okay. Well, I tell you what. I'll meet you halfway. I will meet you halfway.
I'm good.
I thought there was a Cuba story.
Because we do still have one more story.
Yeah.
We have one more story. So let's go ahead and get into it. Cuba joining BRICS.
January 1st, 2025, Cuba and Bolivia officially acquired the status of associated countries to the BRICS group. This expansion was agreed at the BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia last October and marks a significant step towards a multipolar economic and political order. By 2025, the BRICS will account for more than 35% of the world's gross domestic product. Meanwhile, its influence continues to grow, consolidating itself as an alternative to the hegemonic system led by Western economies. The inclusion of new partners in Latin America, such as Cuba and Bolivia, aims to strengthen the economic and political cooperation of the bloc and promote the integration of the countries of the Global South in a more equitable international scenario.
You know what's real cool about this? Some of these same nations are starting to back out of the UN. Because once BRICS started picking up speed and you got more associate nations, specifically the ones out of Africa, all of a sudden the UN was like, hey, we can put you on the council now. You can have a seat. And the African nations were like, nah, we'll pass. We'll keep our normal membership because what's the point of us being on the council if the USA still has veto power?
Right.
So America,
a lot of nations feel that way about the United States. It's like, why are we here to vote about something that can be vetoed by one nation?
Yep. 192 countries thereabouts on this planet. And America and its buddies can just be like, nah, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Right. So now you got BRICS. Now BRICS is more of an economic alliance. It's not a governmental alliance, but they're a direct competition to G7. When America and its buddies got together and said, Russia, you are no longer a part of the G8. We are now the G7.
Yep.
Russia started connecting with China a little better because China's smart. China's smart now.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, okay, well, the secondary thing. And now, yeah, well, he knows what it is now, because another story that recently came out about BRICS is Jamaica is considering becoming an associated nation. And Trump specifically told Jamaica, you better not. So you
should go out to Jamaica. You should definitely go out to Hades.
Haiti.
What did I say?
You said Hades. It's like hell.
Haiti. Hades. Sorry. T with a T. Go out to Haiti, Jamaica,
the Dominican Republic. They should go out of all of them.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah. America, basically, I'm going to say America, but it's really the colonizers. It's all the colonizers, the old money, right? And they're the ones who have sat on this and they've abused the rest of the world for all this time. And now the rest of the world has gotten to the point where America, see, if America had not elected Donald Trump, then America's decline is coming. It's coming. It's going to happen. But, well, it is happening. Sorry. But Trump accelerated it. Trump destroyed any illusion for the rest of the world that America could be responsible. So that made BRICS a lot more attractive, because BRICS has been around since like 2011, but it had no real traction.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's growing like gangbusters, because who wants to be associated with America? You look at America, only thing we got is we export oil.
Can we get a reminder of who all the countries are? Because Brazil.
It's in the name. Brazil.
I know, India,
Russia,
India,
China, and South Africa.
Okay.
But those are the founding members.
Right. That's not
it's
all.
It's bigger than that. There's like 36 member nations, and then there's a whole bunch of affiliated nations. So roughly a third of the world's population is now tied up in BRICS. So it's a big deal. We'll see how America and the rest of the colonizers react, because the last time someone tried to come together and put together a new currency, because that's one of the things that Trump and his buddies are really angry about, is that they're moving to move the US dollar from being the standard currency. Right. And they don't know if that's going to be, they create a new currency like the euro was a new currency, or if like the yuan rises, which is the Chinese currency, if that one rises, we don't know what it will be. And from what I've been seeing with BRICS, it'll probably be a new currency. And America is not okay with that, because that would destroy our economy. It would destroy it immediately. So that could result in war. Very well.
I did not know Iran was in it.
Yeah, Iran's there. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so
it makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Everybody that America's been kicking in the teeth for the last 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
In Indonesia.
Yeah, so this is a big deal. This is a really, really, really big deal. But the last time someone tried, and this is why I think BRICS is here to stay. The last time someone tried to do this was Muammar Gaddafi. And he was the one who said, hey, Africa has all the mineral resources that the rest of the world wants and that the colonizers are stealing. We should come together and create the United States of Africa and create a new currency that is based on our resources, right? And see, America uses, what is it called? I forgot what the right term is, but it's money that's based on the good faith and credit of the nation. It's not based on a resource, right? Fiat money, right? So ours is based on an understanding. So that's why the rest of the world can use it so easily. It's an understanding. America's got the money to always be good for it, no matter what's happening. And America is so stable. America's unstable now.
Mm-hmm.
and we're having issues with our economy in various ways. And now you got BRICS saying, hey, well, let's run Muammar Gaddafi's plan. And we're going to have one currency, but it's going to be one currency across the whole globe. Right?
Wow.
That's a problem.
I mean, some of the currency translations are outrageous as it stands right now. I help a young man in Nigeria go to college because when I send him like $40, that turns out like $1 is like 10,000 naira. The translation is kind of crazy. Like I was helping him with just his housing. $200 gets them housing for the year.
Depending on where you are. I'm surprised for Nigeria because Nigeria is one of the fastest developing nations in Africa, but it also depends on where you are, right? So
right.
Yeah, but no, it is while America and its colonizer cousins have been arresting the development of the rest of the world. And so when Cuba became an associated nation to BRICS here recently, Trump was like, well, we're going to increase your tariffs to 100. He didn't call it tariffs. It's the embargo that we have on them.
Right.
It starts with an S or something like
Cuban
that.
embargo.
Yeah, but 100%. And Cuba's like, all right.
You've
we'll
been
get everything.
to
Work
us
with everybody else anyway.
For how long? So yeah, this doesn't.
Don't ever tell poor people I'm going to raise your taxes. Okay,
right.
I'm paying his so.
Yeah, and then here's what's so hilarious when you really start digging into some of this. The Panama Canal, right? Trump's newest fascination. I always think of Trump as being someone who is not well read and doesn't quite understand things. So he's going off of emotional things and what he heard someone say. So he's fixated on the Panama Canal, which is outdated as far as how the global economy runs. It's still a huge deal. It's huge. It's a huge, huge deal, right? Thank you, sanctions. Thank you. But Cuba has one of the few deep ports in the world where these massive cargo containers can go.
Yep.
So if they don't go through the Panama Canal, they can use Cuba's deep ports and effectively do the same thing to get their trade routes through. And then you also have what's happening in the other part of Central America, or it might be actual South America. I think it's Central, though. I can't remember what country it is, but they're in plans to put in something that would rival the Panama Canal. So there are different things coming online that makes his fascination with Panama utterly ridiculous.
Right. Let me say hey, Afra, while I still can. Hey, Afra.
Hi, sweetie.
I saw you earlier today and everything. I'm glad that you're here because I know you're a very, very busy person. So thank you anytime you show up. We really appreciate it. YouTube won't let me minimize and multitask. No, really?
Sometimes my phone does that.
I don't know because I pay a little bit for YouTube
Premium.
YouTube Premium, but I kind of think I do remember that if I minimize it on my phone, it will cut everything, which is the reason why I got Premium, so it can still play in the background without it actually being on the screen. But yeah, I do remember that once I put it down. Yeah.
After, do you need Premium? Because like I have a family thing. I could
be busy. Yeah.
Yes. Very
Yes.
busy.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, I'm just glad that you're here, but we are now going into the second hour. Because
It is really a fascinating story about BRICS, and I am interested to see where that goes.
Yeah,
in the future.
I really, really want to keep in contact with this story. Like, I really don't want nothing to fall through the cracks on that story, because I really think that's a fascinating story. Yeah, I have Premium, but I think I have YouTube Music is dead now. But this started acting
Premium
up.
gives you YouTube Music, though.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like me, I have whatever the YouTube package is that gets rid of my commercials.
Yeah, Premium.
But I don't think it's good. I'm sorry. Hey y'all. Hey. Back up. Back up. Man. Hey man.
You look like an idiot.
Can we please? I don't understand. It's just, hey y'all, you get to see my
It's a really good camera,
face.
though. That's good quality.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to go into the second hour. I came in late, but Brits came through.
Come through.
Brits.
Come through.
Cuba has joined Brits. Everything. It's just good news. Oh, but I got to go.
It's because I talk with my hands. It confused the camera, man.
Second hour, am I the a-hole Mafia video of the week? Yes, help. and all that good stuff.
3 minutes, everybody.
Refresh it. We'll see everybody on the other side.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I always stay dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free,
are back, and without further ado, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Tracy Media Fan. Support Tracy and all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. Please do not forget to go to This's website, OurUnitedCore.com. Communities build movements. And if you need to reach me, you can do so at radtp@outlook.com. That's RADTP@outlook.com. Let's go ahead and get into the Mama Heart Hour. And let me make this announcement before we get to a couple of comments that I really do want to discuss with this and Anna. And that is this Friday, I will be doing a brand new show. And here is my introduction to it. The name of the show is What in the World This Week, and it's going to be straight up news from the United States and around the world. No commentating and no discussions. It's just going to be straight up the news of the week.
Tiny critique. It was very hard for me to read the font for the title. I'm not sure how that would translate to other people. Just little input. It doesn't make any difference.
If I get another $10, I'll change the font, but I'll pay for every last one of those things. And
I got it.
Let me see. Let me see. Starting here. Canada seems like the easiest option, but I don't know.
Canada won't let you in.
Would that be something Canada would do?
Well, I think we're missing the context.
The context, yeah. What?
I'm thinking progress join BRICS.
Yeah, I don't know that Canada would do that. Because if they did, this is assuming that he's talking about BRICS.
Right.
If they did, it would be literally declaring war on America. Even though they're low key, kind of, because Canada's already, it's like, hey, well, look, we're not exporting any of our energy to you guys, and people in Minnesota, for example, are heavily reliant on energy that comes down from Canada. And so now the stuff from Canada is going to China.
It was at the beginning.
Yeah, Tracy, it was at the beginning of the... I played at the very beginning of the show. Yep. My picture said it was off. I just fixed it, though.
Yeah, good to know I'm not the only one, because I've where my system changes that setting, and I'm like, why? I didn't ask for that, because you actually have an option inside of it for doing picture-in-picture. Yeah,
I'll do it for $5.
Do it for $5. Canada is still British.
Well, yes and no. Canada's Canada.
Yeah, Canada is not Canada, but they do have a British a stronger British connection than a lot of countries, and I do mean a lot. But then again, they also have French too. So just really depends on where in Canada you are. British, you can be French. I was saying where to claim refuge in results to Afro comment. Oh,
I thought so.
Yeah, because you were saying where we're going to claim refuge.
Yeah, I
can't see myself going to Canada. I'm sorry, I can't.
Well, here's the way I look at it. Canada would be the most natural choice if you're looking for something that's going to be quite similar to what you experience here in the USA.
Mhm.
So it's right there. You won't have much of a culture shock, but it's cold. Like, that's my biggest problem. And then I'm looking at south of the border, and there's different issues to consider there, but your money moves further. Going to Canada, your money does not move further. In many cases, it's the same or worse.
Toronto and Vancouver is the equivalent of California.
Yeah, and the housing situation is tough there. So there's a lot of things you keep in mind. But when you are a refugee and you're trying to get out of there, then you just make the decision you can make.
Right.
Because if it hits the fan and you didn't have plans, Mexico and Canada are going to be the options. You kind of got to,
Please don't get it twisted. I said I can't see myself going to Canada, but that's me with enough time to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about refugee and getting the hell out of Dodge. Yeah. I'm going north or going south. Because east and west ain't that's like
you can
south can go work. But I can go north and south in a car. It'll be a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I would go to Canada for family.
Yeah, I have no family up there.
I ain't got no family up there.
I get that.
Because I ain't got no family nowhere. I'm a traditional African American person. My family is right here. They in Alabama, Texas, right? Like black folk, we are very much congregated in like 10 states,
Honestly, yeah. And probably like 7, 8 of them is the South.
Yeah, it's interesting experience.
You can start, I can tell you like this. You can start in Baltimore and work your way down to Florida.
Yeah, but I know you don't go to Ohio. It's like this Mississippi of the North.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, they're not as bad as Mississippi, but
No, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee-ish. But Mississippi and Alabama have been the same since the freaking beginning of time. Tennessee,
certain aspects of it.
Tennessee has this thing where it hits or miss. Some days it's just like, we're going to be modern, and then other days it's the banjo wasn't that bad of an instrument.
Mississippi and Kentucky are just stuck. Those two states are just stuck because the old money that ran it way back then, they still run it now, huh? And Alabama is different. Alabama has a lot of suckage. Okay, let me go ahead and put that out there.
Alabama and Mississippi, balls.
Yeah, no, not the same way. Not the same way.
What?
They're in Mississippi. They do not have a single major city that can rival any other state's major city. All their cities are hurting. But Alabama, they have the beach area that has a lot of money from the what do you call it when people go on vacation? Tourist industry. Then they also have Birmingham, which has a lot of banking and business infrastructure. And then they also have I can't remember what the name of the city is, but it's where the space program is, and a lot of flight and technology is in Alabama. So there's certain parts.
We did miss that.
Oh, Arkansas, don't know about Arkansas. Don't know about Arkansas. So, don't know about.
We don't talk about.
They got, who's that lady? They had that lady there. The governor. She's the daughter of Sarah Huckabee Sanders. There you go.
Yeah.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. But Mississippi is the only one I know that has literally put a bill forward to codify slavery for illegal immigrants. There's only one I know. They didn't put it out there.
Most states in the southeast.
This is very much true.
Oh,
this is very much true. North Carolina sucks too, bro.
No, North Carolina does not suck.
Yes, it does.
No,
yes,
it don't.
does. And
No, it
Georgia
don't.
sucks too. Get south of Metro Atlanta.
No, it does not
Georgia
suck.
changes up way quick.
Oh.
What? North Carolina doesn't suck. What kind of
North Carolina
stuff?
don't suck. I'll give you South Carolina.
No, South Carolina better than North Carolina.
You are out of your mind.
I'm just
You
saying.
have lost your
You just a
mind.
little too close to it. You love your state, and I
You
respect
have
that. But I'm
lost
just
your
saying.
mind.
Okay.
South Carolina is not better than North Carolina. It never has been better than North Carolina.
Soon as the
South
courts-
Carolina wants to be North Carolina.
Soon as the Supreme Court said that it was okay to discriminate on people as far as their voting rights, North Carolina stepped right up to the plate. Hey, man.
You see what you started, Parker?
First in line.
But did it go through? It did not.
Yeah. They did relax a lot of the rules in North Carolina. And what is the other thing that happened in North Carolina? North Carolina had some issues, but we you know, anyway. There are great places in many states. I don't know of a great place in Arkansas.
We don't talk about Arkansas. Not because it's a bad thing, it's because we just don't have.
It's not nice, I know.
Good to say.
Let me see.
We don't have.
What is good about Arkansas? Let me see.
And that's a great way to segue into Am I the A-hole? Ooh, I can't wait to see how many subscribers I just lost. Fucking. I was born and raised in Arkansas. Really? And you admitted that? Yeah.
I mean, hey, everybody got to be from somewhere. I was born in Missouri. I don't know nothing about it, but I was born there. Google will come back and be like, you typed Arkansas. Did you mean Ohio?
Did you mean any of the other 50 states? Okay. North Carolina did. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
We also is the only city like 20 years ago that had no problem with the KKK actually marching down.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't exempt your state from the South. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
But
you right here in the suckers with us.
I can't say this though. I can say this about North Carolina. You can do that, KKK. You only do it one time because you tried to do it twice. And turned real bad. Or was about to turn real bad that second freaking time.
Y'all don't remember?
Like you used to.
Well, what city in North Carolina was destroyed by racism? Let me see. Wilmington Massacre of 1898. Y'all on the list. Destroyed an entire city, wiped it off the map, took it out of the history books. Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Hold on one second.
But anyway, like I said, hey, bad things happen all over the place and great things happen all over the place. I'm just picking it out and picking it
up about it, but when it comes to slavery, racism, and everything else, the South,
a unique place.
We're really not. We're joking and everything else, but let's not get the North Carolina worse than South Carolina. We're not. We're not gonna play this. Real.
But we got Bibles and belts.
Beat your ass because you didn't read the Bible. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into Am I the A-hole? Why do you not like me?
I'm a 20-year-old woman. My brother Mark, who's 23, has been with his 22-year-old girlfriend, Jane, for a year. She is one of the most passive-aggressive, snarky people you will ever meet. Her middle name is Petty. The thing that caused our family to keep her at arm's length was when she got mad at our mom for accommodating our younger sister's autism and not force-feeding her, as well as allowing her to read at the table, which is something that calms her down. Jane jumped on my mom's case for, quote, enabling an entitled brat. Another example was when my mom supported Mark's decision to get the tattoo that he had been saving up for years. Jane then called up my mom to complain that he made the deposit with his hard-earned saved money and had an appointment set. She told my mom that she wasn't... What? She told my mom that she wasn't going to allow this emotional incest anymore and that she's happy to make an appointment for us all to see family therapy about this enmeshment, which is making her uncomfortable. She's continued to make comments like these, specifically to my mom, and it's disgusting how little respect she has for pretty much everyone but herself. She hasn't been invited to Christmas this year, but Mark is. It's unclear what they're going to do yet. A few days ago, Jane called me because Mom blocked her. She said that she was 3 months pregnant and went on this long rant about our family dynamic. She then asked, "Why don't you all like me?" I laughed out of pure shock and asked if she was serious. She didn't even respond. She just said, "I'll call you when you're in the mood to be more mature," and hung up. I told Mom about the situation, and she's on my side, but Mark is fuming at me for laughing at Jane's question and angry at Mom for being on my side. Mom just told him that he needs to talk to Jane about her constant comments and insults, and she's expecting an apology. Mark won't talk to me, and Jane blocked my number. Am I the butthole?
No, but your brother's an idiot.
No.
Let's make a couple of things really clear. First of all, I can't relate to this story at all. I'm sorry, but I can't. I don't care who you are. You're not going to talk to my mama any type of way. Again, I don't care who you are. And my mom didn't disrespect you. You're not going to disrespect my mom. Okay? Let's just go ahead and get that out the way.
If my mom did disrespect you, you better not disrespect my mom.
Yeah, but I know my mom.
Who is Jane again?
Ask that question again.
Who was Jane again?
Future sister-in-law, let's just say it like that.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Number 2, and I have said this to a lot of people, depending on whatever the situation is. And it's not being vindictive for anything else, but it's just more like being more realistic. I don't have to like you. Like I don't literally have to like you. However, me saying that, if you have been an ass for whatever reason that you decide you want to be an ass, then own being an ass. But don't be an ass and then come back to me and go, "Why you don't like me?" Because you're acting like an ass. That's why I don't like you. If you're going to ask a question, I'm going to give you the straight up answer. And remember, I'm the person who started this whole thing off with, I ain't got to like you. And I'll help you out with understanding something. Because I'm going to ask you a question. And my question is, what is it about you I should like? If you answer with anything other than about yourself, then there's your answer. Because Jane seemed like the type of person that would say, who would answer, "Because I'm dating your brother." My brother could be a fucking idiot. That don't mean nothing. He could be absolutely terrible at relationships. And right now, he's batting 0 for 1. Because you're talking about somebody who took their money to get a tattoo on themselves. And I don't know what the fuck are emotional incest and all this other things. And lady, again, why would I like you? And also, let me say this real quick, Anna, because this is what really would be funny with people like Jane. I don't like you. Blocking me is not going to hurt my feelings. I didn't want to fucking talk to you anyway. I wasn't talking to you anyway. It's not like we was having team meetings. I don't care. I didn't even know your ass blocked me until somebody said, you know, she blocked you. No, because I don't talk to her. The fuck I care. You're the asshole. You're not the asshole, OP. She's the asshole, and fuck. But I'm also going to tell you this: she's pregnant. This shit is going to get a lot worse. Cause Jane do seem like the type of person who will use her child as a weapon.
Yeah.
So just be prepared for that. You may want to tone it down a little bit if you want a relationship with your niece/nephew. You're gonna have to suck it up. Because Jane just seems like that type of toxic person. So just, I'm on your side. I'm on your side, but just weigh the balance of.
Hey, it's a new baby. It's a new baby. I don't even know that kid.
But go ahead, Anna. What you was gonna say?
Just that a close family, or even a loving family, that is not enmeshment. Enmeshment is not being able to extricate yourself from another family member. You need them for your whole, not only life view, but how you see yourself, your own ego, all tied up with a family member. Like, a lot of times you will see a parent who is pushing a kid to be a show business kid. There's something wrong with that, and it's called enmeshment. This is not it, and that starts to, it just makes me wonder about projection a little bit. Just wondering. But no, you are not the asshole. You are taking some ridiculous comments about your family. And I'm sure you're wondering about your brother's whole view of growing up. Probably vastly different from your own. So,
thank God your mother is on your side.
I'm sorry. A couple of issues I had with this story, as far as why I couldn't really attach to it. One, constant use of the term "mum." I don't. It's like
it's British mom.
I know what it means. Not daft, but I'm just saying, like it was just.
You play him like that, Marlon.
He keeps saying "mom." I keep hearing "mum" because I'm reading the screen, and it was just like
I say "mum." I do not say "mom." No.
Yeah, this is a cultural difference. Ain't no big thing. Some people call their grandparent Nana, and some call them Nona, and there's all kinds of different things.
If I really want to get on my mom's nerve, I used to go "mother." She hates that. Like,
that's because you're being smug,
mommy,
child.
mother.
Because I know, because she knows where I get mother from, and it was Mother Dearest, and she's like, "Don't
make me slap that out of you."
Yeah, so it's like, don't you call me mother.
But no, the other thing was like I have never heard the term emotional incest. I have never heard the term enmeshment used that way. Like, I'm just like, the whole thing was just weird to me. But yeah, she's a controlling person, and one of the classic things that a controlling person does is they alienate you from the people who could also impact your thoughts. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in this world loves you, but I love you. Right? It's that thing. And they will pound it in there, boy. They will push it in there every chance they can. Right. Like Tracy, you called your mom by her first name. I would never.
No.
I would never.
I don't think I'll be here. So
see, Lorraine doesn't take that to be an insult or anything like that. We talked about it.
To this day, I would never. Sure. Now I can refer to her, like if I'm talking to a third party, right? I can say my mom's name, but I'm not going to
Okay.
use her name to her. Like it, and I know, and it's just how we are, right? So I believe in a, for lack of a better way of putting it, it's like a ranking system, right? You have a title, you've earned that title, right? And so you're a mom. Now, granted, it's also a term of endearment for me. So if I'm talking to another Black elder, I will oftentimes call her mom or mother, right? But I'll say Mama X, Mother X, right? My mom is the only one who's just mom. Or maybe my mother-in-law. Sometimes I call her mom too. But those are the roles that they play in my life.
It is a lot. Yours is a whole lot deeper than mine.
Everything with me is different, bro. I'm not normal.
Mine is just straight up. I've been, if you want to call it groomed, I've been groomed to call my mama mama. Like I've been calling mama since I could say the word mama. And just her first name ain't never like slid out of my mouth. But then again, you're also talking to somebody who cusses like a sailor damn near on every show that we ever did. And I'm in my 50s and I still can't cuss around my mom. Like it's literally the filter that just comes across. Like if even the two worst words I can say in front of my mom is hell and damn. And even I still cringe like,
yeah. I've gotten
really
too
feel like I
comfortable
could
in
use a better word there.
Yeah.
Other than that.
You know what's funny though? I've slipped around my mom, never at my mom. That would never happen. But I've slipped around my mom. I've never slipped around my dad.
I slipped around both.
Like there's a mental block.
And that, by the way, thank you for saying something, Foxy. And that's just not my mom. I don't think I have ever cussed in front of my mother-in-law. I don't think I can. Father-in-law, yeah, of course. Mother-in-law, no. She's just so sweet. So it's just kind of like,
yeah, my mom is like sweet as apple pie.
I don't think I have a cuss word for my mother-in-law because she's just so doggone sweet that it's like, I don't know why I would even cuss around her.
I think my mom is probably cussed maybe twice in her entire life that I've known.
Really?
Yeah. She's never ever like cussed like maybe twice that I know of.
Yeah, my mama cussed every 20 minutes when I was growing up, so I don't know.
Growing up, no one in my house cursed.
Growing up,
me and my brother. Me and my brother cursed, but never around. We're never in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, look, I had this conversation with my mom when I was like a teenager. It was like, how these kids walking around cussing and everything like that. I was like, Mom, I'm gonna just be real with you. I didn't learn my cuss words from the street. I learned them all from you.
Mom can't get out.
So I don't know what you're talking about. But it was the truth. I didn't learn my cuss words from the street. I learned every cuss word from her. I learned how to put them together as sentences. I knew what the ones that was really, really bad, what was really, really mad, what was really, really funny, and everything else. But yes, I did.
Yeah, I got that from my uncles. And, just being out and about. But my parents, even though I know they can curse, just didn't hear it. Just like drinking. Nobody drank in my house. Nobody cursed in my house. There wasn't very much yelling. If somebody was yelling, it was because you did something, right? We talk everything out. We sit down and look each other dead in the face and talk through whatever the issues are. It's like, that was the world I came up in.
All right, hold on. Oh, yeah, I'll be right back. I mean, keep going. I'll
Very much me too. Yes. We had not because it was a rule, but my brother and I didn't swear around our parents. I mean, I remember at 15, I let hell slip out when I was really tired and I wanted to crawl up into myself and die. But there was a point as an adult that, especially when I came back ill, Lorraine was like, swear if you need to. This is a fucking unjust situation. And like she would be the first one and encouraging it. So, but I grew up with the, hey, a swear word, it can be a good word if you use it rarely, but the more you use it, the more it shows your lack of intelligence and imagination, and that one always stayed with me.
Yeah, I don't know where I picked that up, but I also got something similar to that. Definitely didn't come from my parents. And like I was saying, I didn't really clarify this, but we didn't have rules. You knew what the rules were, right?
Yeah,
Nobody had to sit down and be like, it's just social conditioning, right? But
is that a Gen X thing?
And after this, Tracy Marlon, I know you hate the little bad daycare girl. Not for what you think.
We all do.
Not for what you think. I don't like it because I don't like this mentality, and I have seen that it's have slowed down, or it just doesn't come across my feed anymore. I don't like the mentality of this is funny when it comes from the parents, because it's not funny. It's not funny to raise a badass kid. It's not funny to raise a kid that can cuss. It's not funny to raise a child that can
challenge adults,
disrespect adults and everything. It's not funny. And I'm gonna tell you why it really pisses me off is I know you're doing it on purpose because you're videotaping it for the sake of putting it on social media for people to see it. So that's what makes
I see a lot of people do that.
And I
There's
don't like it. It's not funny. It's not humorous. It's very disrespectful. And you will be the parents that when that same little child that you think is cute grows up to be a teenager and it gets a whole lot worse, you'll be the ones that don't know what the hell to do now. So
I know a guy who is still so proud of his son now as a teenager who tells his teachers to basically get fucked. I don't know why parents do that in
Apple doesn't
social
always
media.
fall too far from the tree.
Yeah, and I mean they make money from this, and other people love it because they buy the shirts, they buy the merchandise and shit like that.
Because people want to be crude.
Messy.
It's a whole play acting. That's part of what some people bought Trump about,
and crude.
Right.
I look at it things like it's the laws of nature. You just use gravity. It is always easier to go downhill than it is uphill. So if you want to go into the gutter, it's very easy to go into the gutter. And people love to see somebody who's further down than they are.
Does that give them permission to go further down, or is it just a level of entertainment, do you think?
I don't think it's a level.
It's a level of entertainment, but I'm sorry, Theas, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. It's a level of entertainment, but you have to look at it from both ends. The entertainer and who their audience is. And what I don't want to ever do is you can bash the entertainer. You have every right to do so if they're putting that type of content out there. What you can't do is also ignore their audience. If there's not an audience for their entertainment, they're not going to do it. I mean, it's business 101. You're not going to do something that's not selling. You're not going to do something that's not being watched. You're not doing something that's not going to be subscribed to, that's going to be shared by hundreds of thousands and everything else that's going to get endorsements. That's just business 101. It ain't got nothing to do with society, for lack of a better term, but it has everything to do with business. You're never going to do something that's not going to sell.
I do stuff all the time that don't sell worth a damn.
gets to some people. Why you? My point.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
He's.
I
just-
missed it. Sorry.
He does stuff and it don't sell. Anyway, my point is, until that certain type of oil, and it will dry up. Andrew Dice Clay, if anybody remember,
I know that name.
And he was one of the original Insult comics.
He was the original insult, and his audience dried up because it was like, "Oh, you're not funny." Huh.
That's not what happened to Andrew. It
That
just
is
got
exactly
old.
what happened to Andrew.
No, it got old. There were other people to go listen to who were doing it better.
Okay,
You
it ain't
know?
but so many times you can sit there and say that you fuck Mary Bo Peep. I mean,
I agree. He was basic. He was very basic. But yeah. But my answer to your question is I don't think that it's entertainment that's driving it. I think it's the individuals who are driving it. Entertainment is a reflection of ourselves. People don't like when I say that, but what you choose to be entertained by is a reflection of what's inside of you. It simply is. If it wasn't inside of you, you wouldn't find humor in it outside. You wouldn't find interest in it outside. So, yeah, I think it's also easier to do basic things, right? Like it's in the social dynamic. You go to high school, what happens? The biggest groups are usually some of the most toxic groups because it's easier, because there's a superiority play that's going on here, right? Who's the funniest? Who can put down who the best? And and it's just how animals interact in a way. You're trying to fight for dominance. So you go downstream. But to go upstream is to be like, you know what? I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. What they're doing, that's just not helping anyone. I'd rather go plant flowers than go in the hunting party, right? Like you're doing something that takes you away.
Yeah, you're fighting upstream.
And that's
hard.
Hard.
It's so funny. It is so bad. And Tracy, I will get to your silly question because it is a silly question.
You've asked it before.
So bad that we're in this society where doing good is going upstream, that you're fighting the current to do right. It's maddening, but like we've said on this show since yesterday, it's reality.
I mean, it's what people are.
It's just easier to slide down. To answer your question, Tracy, 1, I'm not going to tell you what to do. 2, you wouldn't listen if I did tell you what to do. And 3, it's your show. Cuss, don't cuss, speak in Latin. I don't care. Do what you want to do. But you're not going to cuss. We know that because, well, again, we were talking about filters. And you have
yourself.
You really do have a cussing filter that is phenomenal, to be honest with you, Tracy. I used to have it. Like, seriously, I did. I used to have a cussing filter. But your filter is still strong. You're just not a cussing person. You want to so badly.
He's saying we've just totally corrupted him, Theus. It's our fault that he curses.
Hey,
Oh, no. I started cussing way.
Marlon went on that sabbatical from cursing, and it lasted like 2 weeks.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, I did say that.
I'm not cursing no more. 2 weeks later.
I'm not cursing.
Why you say that?
I have no fucking idea why I said that.
That's a good one. Should pull that back up.
It was so not true. It was just,
you tried. It was a valiant effort.
You tried.
I did try, but it was just like,
I don't curse that much anyway. So when I curse, but I don't curse that often. In fact, being able to be with you guys is probably all the curse words I get to use for the week.
Yeah. And I'm from New York. It's just what we get.
But no, hitting on one of the points that Anna had brought up earlier.
No, Anna. No. You're not gonna blame a whole damn state. No. Or city.
No, not the city, but yeah.
You're not gonna blame a whole city. I'm from New York. That's what we do.
But I don't remember where it was that I picked it up. It was, but I was in like grade school, like high school or something like that, when I stopped cursing constantly. It was around the time I stopped using the N-word and all that. It just stopped. It just stopped all of a sudden. I still would curse, but it'd be very selective and very, very rare. Because at some point I had to have been a teacher that said it to me for it to break through my head. But I learned that cursing is a reflection of a poor vocabulary. And so that, for whatever reason, landed on me. So I was like, okay, no, I have more words than this. I don't have to use those words, right?
Right.
And that's where I picked up. By the time I got through college, I had matured more, and it was like, no, I curse if I feel like cursing. It didn't change the fact that I have an expansive vocabulary. It's just I feel like cursing, you know. But different people have different experiences, right? So if you,
for some people, it does so.
Yeah,
because it's all that they use.
And also, it's for some people, it's the coin of the realm, right? Like,
right,
where you take me and the way I talk, and you take me out there with some of my cousins or some of my extended family, and I stick out like a sore thumb. When I play back my videos and I'm listening to myself, I'm like, yo, that's what you sound like? But that's what I sound like. It doesn't fit. Like, but if I had grown up in the places where some of my friends and family grew up, I would sound different. Right. So it's just about where you came up, what's the culture around you, and the whole nine. Now you relying on curse words as a crutch. Now that's a personal decision.
Yeah,
that's personal.
I was about to say that because I know, well, I cuss. But growing up, there are people who use cuss words just like, hey, I just need a word here. And it has to be a curse word. It's like, you know, hey, what's going Theus, hey, how you doing, man? I ain't seen you in a long time. Me growing up, hey, motherfucker, what's going on with your ass? What the fuck is you upset about? I ain't upset, man. I'm saying, hey. Was you really? Because it feels like you're about to fight me.
You know why? No. This is why I'd be ready to fight you. Like if we were having that interaction, right? The reason why I'd be ready to fight you is your face. Because you know that's how we move, right? So it's like, hey man, yo, what the fuck's up with you, baby? I ain't seen you in a hot minute. You know, little dumbass motherfucker, what's going on? And you'd be like, man, shit, man. You know, we use some other terms that probably are not PC, right? But as long as you saying it like we just conversating, it's cool. But if your face do this, so you got a problem.
Your face.
Yeah.
So that's the exact same sentence.
I remember when I first moved down here to Georgia. I went to my first high school and whatnot in DC Metro. So up there, they move like New Yorkers. You don't talk to nobody you don't know. If somebody speaks to you, it's probably because they're about to rob you. So that's just the energy that you kind of moved on up there. When you get to Georgia in the Atlanta Metro, and people will just, hey, baby. And I remember the first time somebody called me baby, I got so mad. Like, I was deeply offended. Because I'm like, yo, dude, who are you to call me baby? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gay, right? Like that.
Okay.
Because up there, that wasn't something that I heard, but it was common down here. But they'd be like, what's good, pimping? And I'm like, that's not a compliment.
It reminded me so much about when I knew the dynamic of Charlotte changed. And one of my cousins, friend, first time I heard this statement. First time now, okay? I'm walking up the street, he's walking down the street. All right now, Marlon. Now, me growing up, if my parents went, all right, Marlon, that meant I was in trouble. So it's like, first of all, who the hell is you to try to act like you finna get me in trouble? You ain't about that.
Oh, I was just asking you if everything's all right.
All right, Marlon, like, all right now, man, how you doing? Or something like that. So I was like, Oh, you were saying, hey.
And that's the beauty.
Yep.
To me, that's the beauty of our culture. And every group has it. Every group has it. But you know, based on where you are in the country, what vocabulary you need to use. And if you don't know, you know to be quiet until you pick up some of it.
Exactly. That's the smartest thing you ever can do, which is what I did when old boy said, I ain't not balling. I kept my mouth shut because I was like, hey, no, what did I do wrong? And
But if I say, all right now, Marlon, or if I say, all right now, Marlon,
no,
2 different conversations just happened.
It is 2 different conversations. It's up to 2 different conversations because you telling me, all right now, Marlon. All right now, what? What you want to do?
Right, we automatically on a whole nother thing. We need to explain what's going on here. But that's the beauty of it.
But let you say the same thing, and you my mama. I ain't not Marlon. Yes, Ma.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. I love it. I love it. And one of the things that concerns me, and this is my fault. It's mostly my wife's fault, but it's my fault. We done moved our children out here in the goddamn suburbs, and we don't go to church. So that means I got some of the whitest black children I've ever seen in my life because they don't know. They don't know. My middle baby, she's picking it up because now she's in high school, so she's interacting with a lot of different black people and Latino people. So like her vocabulary, I'm watching her, and you know that's my little buddy. So she tries out her new language with me and all of that, and I just let it ride. Because normally I'm one of those people like when you're in this house, you talk in complete sentences and complete thoughts because I got to make sure that you're prepared for what's coming down the road, right? So I don't talk to my children at their age level or anything like that. I talk to them, right? But it's fun watching her learn it. But my baby, that's a white child, baby. So it's gonna be interesting. She starts middle school soon. She gonna start learning some things.
This is the most entertaining Sunday I've had on this show. We got to move on. We really do. But to have us have this fantastic conversation that we having on this show right now, and then Foxy in the background, yeah, baby, run that fucking score up. This is the most irritating Sunday I have ever. Don't block that damn pass. Like it.
I forgot today was a day that people were watching football.
Yeah.
She's having a ball. It's over in a way, so it don't matter. Positive story of the week. I know I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. Why the fuck did this damn song make me want to wait till it's raining outside and then go clean up the house? I don't know what the fuck it is about this song.
It's good. It's old school jazz. It's like a nice 3-person, bass, drums, and a guitar. There is something really magical about it. But I really like that conversation too. I'm gonna write that in the book kind of thing. Have us come back to that for the year end.
Oh yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes. We're talking about social dynamics. We're talking about
language.
Interstate feels or inner city. Cause I think from city to city the language may change.
No, it's regional. It's
regional. Yeah.
Regional language. How the language and social dynamics of speak has changed over the decades. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. 2000s, whatever it is.
Because it's funny, like, just as a quick excerpt, young people now, they probably moved on from this now, but they still are still saying it. But they call things cap, right? Because something's a lie, they say it's cap.
Cap, no cap. Yeah.
I don't understand how they got the cap out of that being that. I guess maybe it's guys wearing hats when they ain't got no hair underneath it. And maybe, I don't know, that's just a dad trying to figure out why y'all went with cap. But
just look it up.
At one point, no, I'm not going to the Urban Dictionary, but at one point,
it has nothing to do with cap or no cap. If you think about half the crap that we said, we don't know how the fuck we came to it.
Yeah, but it's their turn, it's their language, they do what they want to. But what I was saying is, when we were younger, at one part of the many things that we had, we would call things flaw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's no different. Like, we say, yo, man, that's flaw. They're saying, yo, that's cap, right? It's just the magic in the music of language is constantly adjusting. And that's one thing when we talk about culture that I'm so proud of about our community. This is why I don't get on people about having like different types of names and stuff like that. That is part of our resistance story. That is part of our coping mechanism. You know, we were stripped of our culture, our music, our language. Well, not our music. They try to get the music. You can't get the music out to people. But they were stripped of so many different things. So we started putting those together in such a way that we could still communicate without the overseers and the interlopers being able to pick on everything we do. So that's the part of our magic. And then like the names that some of the names that, you know, we have, they're challenging if you're centering whiteness. And unfortunately, we're in America, which centers whiteness. So kind of need certain things to get a job. So your name may be, you know, Jamariquan, but you're going to go by Quan, right? Because white folks can't figure out Jamariquan. They ain't going to call you for the interview.
Oh, by the way, let me say this. You're not going to go by Quan. They're going to call you Quan, and you're just
you're going to go by Jerry or something.
Yeah, they're not going to correct you. I mean, you're not going to correct them. You're just,
yeah. But among your people, you're going to be called Quan. Yeah. You're not going to be called by your own name by nobody, not even your mama. Like, kids are born, and you would never call by your name. Like, that's just, Jammy. Yeah, there's all kinds of things we would do. And I just think that's so beautiful. And we need to, one of the, idioms and colloquial slang. I love that. But
we would literally have to do a show on a Saturday show on this or a Sunday show on this because honestly, if I remember my history correctly, it started in slavery.
Well, yeah, because it's not our language.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you want to know what the origin of it is, it's that far back.
And it's also a little further than that as well, but yeah.
But anyway, come on. We gotta get out. We gotta get out there. We'll be here all day. Another nice.
A little backstory. My kids took Irish dance for years, and my son was a very accomplished dancer in both soft and hard show. I also took Irish with an adult class, so the characters of the story are M, me, DM, dancer mom, DK, dancer kid, E, employee. So one day I'd taken a trip to a Scottish-Irish store in the nearest large city near me. As I was browsing, DM and DK came in and wandered around looking a little lost. They eventually approached E to ask him about Irish dance shoes. E took them over to the display and couldn't answer any of their questions. They looked so lost that I decided to help them. M, hi, I see you need some shoes. DM, yes, my daughter was gifted Irish dance classes, but she needs the ballet shoes. M, well, they're called gillies, not ballet. DM, I didn't know that. M, that's okay. A lot of people don't know. So are you excited to dance, DK? DK shyly smiled and nodded, so I proceeded to ask her and her mom if there were any color requirements, etc. I related that while my children wore black, I myself wore a lighter color gilly. I then had DK try on several pairs, explaining that the gilly should not be a shoe to grow into and should fit well to offer support. I also showed them a few different ways to tie and discuss do's and don'ts of beginner dancer. Some try to do ankle rocks, which can cause a lot of damage if the feet haven't developed strength and can break their ankle. Once we found a pair that fit her feet well and were the right size, we continued to talk about Irish dance more in depth, and DK seemed quite excited to start classes. So off they went to the register. As they were paying, DM mentioned she wanted to make sure I got the commission on the sale and was shocked when he said, "She doesn't work here, ma'am." I laughed and winked at them and said the advice was free. It's a dancer family thing. DM turns back to the sales clerk and says, "Well, you should hire her. She knows a lot about Irish stuff," and left. As I was paying for my stuff, E asked me why I'd helped them, and I said that if I hadn't, the girl would not have had a good experience with her shoes, as they were totally lost. I then asked him if they were hiring, and we both laughed.
The only part of that story that stood out to me was when the employee asked, "Why did you help them?" That right there is part of the issue. Like, people are actually surprised when another person does something that's not required of them.
Something that's nice. Yeah. What a service.
The rest of it, I had to Google what Irish dance is. So
the step dancing.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't.
love Irish dancing.
Yeah, it
Well,
does
just
not
think of
appeal to
river
me,
dance.
but hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do your cultural magic.
River dance. Thank you. And I could never remember what
But the river
they
dance
call it.
ain't from Ireland, isn't it? It's from
Yes,
isn't that
it's
Scotland?
Ireland.
Scottish? I don't know. Okay.
It was Ireland.
Well-
River dance.
Okay, I don't know. Shit.
Yeah.
You?
They're very proud of their Irish roots. It's Irish step dancing, we stole that, just like everything else, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
we changed it to river dance, and it's not river dance. It just wasn't. Afra, call me by my name, Afra. People try to be like Alf. What the fuck?
Try to
There's
be like
actually
Hey.
in that name and came up with F.
Because people, to me, it's a
Shorten it down.
It's kind of a power play.
It's only two freaking syllables. Shorten
That's
to
not
what?
My name is only 2 syllables and people tear it up. Your name is 2 syllables, people tear it up. Like, but what I'm getting at is, if I'm following what Afra is saying, like, it's people take liberty with your name.
Take the liberty, yes.
Like, we are not friends, right? My friends might call me T, or might call me, Doc, or might call me any of my other nicknames. Those are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
You call me Theus, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but when some people just feel like, hey, that makes them feel like they've created a bond with you. So, like, if your name is Alex, they'll call you Al, or
A, yeah.
yeah. Hey, I want you to introduce you to my friend William. Hey, Bill. No.
Oh.
William.
Yeah.
And the closest thing I got was Mar, which don't last long because it's like
I'm sure you got Marley Marr.
Molly Mar. I did, yeah.
Marley Mar. Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Soft hard, those short hair. I have never tried. I probably will never ever try to. I know I ain't got the leg strength to do freaking river dance. And then you're telling me that my upper body can't move?
And hard show, soft show. It's just what footwear you're using.
Yeah, don't. I can have pillars on my feet. It ain't finna happen. I'm not finna do this. It's not happening.
Well, I'm trying to learn salsa dancing.
You're telling me my whole
You gotta keep your body kind of erected and not move a lot.
My whole dance routine is
all ballroom.
Period.
I ain't doing ballroom. Ballroom just look uncomfortable.
I can do ballroom.
It looks
It's also considered a type of ballroom dance, though.
It's not comfortable to me. But salsa dancing and merengue and bachata, like, one, I want to move to the
okay. For everybody who keep, not you, Theus, but I am talking about you, Theus. Everybody keep talking about merengue. Y'all didn't know what the hell merengue was until My Blue Heaven. Y'all knew. Y'all
maybe
never
not.
knew
I mean, I did, but
came out.
My Blue Heaven, one of the best movies of its time. I love that movie.
I got more respect for Steve Martin from My Blue Heaven because I was used to Steve Martin playing silly characters, and when you tell me Steve Martin was going to play a gangster, I went.
He was silly in that movie.
He was playing a stereotypical.
Yeah, but he was funny.
He was funny.
I got you.
And
when I say I got you, I got you.
But Theos, look this up. Which came first, My Blue Heaven or Michael Keaton's Batman?
What?
Michael Keaton's Batman.
Batman.
All right, Michael Keaton Batman was 1989.
89.
89.
And My Blue Heaven was 1990.
I should then
Right
I'm so disappointed in myself because Michael Keaton came off of Beetlejuice before he did Batman. And when they said Michael Keaton is going to play Batman, and I went, Beetlejuice?
He was not a very good Batman.
He was one of the best Batmans out there.
No, he looked goofy. He looked like somebody's daddy. The whole time, he looked like somebody's
daddy.
Michael Keaton is the best Batman.
No, absolutely not.
Yes.
Christian Bale, or whatever his name is, was the best Batman.
Christian Bale was the best Batman. Well, okay, I'll give you this. Christian Bale was the best Batman. Michael Keaton was the best Bruce Wayne.
If you want somebody daddy playing Batman, I mean...
How was he somebody daddy?
Even then, he looked old. Even then, the man looked old.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
Is that ageism? Okay.
You know,
yes, that's ageism.
Ageism. And you know what's so pathetic though? That's it for the Batman. Michael Keaton or Christian Bale. Everybody else in the middle.
Ain't nobody worry about them. Worry about them. But Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, he looked like he went to high school with me. Currently, like we both 40-some-year-old men. That's what he looked like. Like he got kids going off to college playing Batman. That was he was. His name.
What is your nickname, Theos?
I don't have one anymore.
Did he call you Thee?
No one called me Thee.
Okay.
No.
It just seemed like a natural nickname, Thee. Thank goodness my name has no nickname.
No, but I went through different
only
phases.
issue you ever had, Tracy, is they kept adding an E to your name. That was the only issue you ever had.
Yeah, I-E.
Tracy
with that.
Nobody ever called him Trace?
George Clooney was bad, but I'm thinking, who's the guy who married J-Lo?
Keanu Reeves was bad.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. He's bad at everything.
He's bad.
He's bad at everything.
And soon I would tell you exactly what I actually stopped watching him be Batman. As soon as he pulled out a gun, and I went, no. The whole point of Batman was he didn't use guns. You came into the movie, and the first thing you did was start shooting. No.
And Keanu Reeves never played Batman.
But Keanu Reeves did play Batman.
He was in Batman Super Pets. If you want to count that.
Keanu Reeves played Batman in one of those. We got money left over to do a Batman movie.
Not coming up.
Reeves Batman.
He voiced Batman in an animated movie.
Lego
Super Pets.
Lego Batman and all that,
He
right?
was Lego Batman? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. My nephew loves that. Everything is awesome.
Yeah, but he ain't don't put Keanu Reeves can only play Keanu Reeves. Every movie that he's been in, he's just been Keanu Reeves. That's that man has no range.
I got it right here. Keanu Reeves, Batman Forever.
That's why a lot of people say The Matrix was great because it was made for Keanu.
Actually, it was made for what's his name first, and he turned it down. Will Smith.
Keanu Reeves was not in Batman Forever. Val Kilmer was Batman.
Oh, Val.
Oh, nobody remembered him.
Okay,
you're right again.
Val Kilmer.
I love Val Kilmer. I thought he was great in everything he ever did.
I
forgot he was in Batman.
Val Kilmer
with the white hair. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Now, was that the first Robin? The first time we saw Robin?
I don't know. Chris O'Donnell played Robin, so maybe.
Yeah.
But was that him?
Now here's a movie blast from the past. Dick Tracy. Madonna played the female character in Dick Tracy.
Who played Dick?
That was a good movie.
Oh my god! Dances with Wolves.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Oh yeah, he was Dick, right?
Dick Tracy. Yeah.
No, wait. Warren Beatty was Dick Tracy.
Okay.
There we go.
There was an all-star cast, though. I remember it was a big deal. It was a really big deal when the movie came out. But it was Warren Beatty, Al Pacino, Madonna, Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was a big
And
deal.
it made no money.
Huh?
It bombed.
Oh, I went to the movies and watched it. I loved it.
It bombed. It did not.
Of course, I was 12, so.
Anyway, Foxy's videos of the week. Let's get on that.
You know, Amazon got the nerve to want to charge you to watch Dick Tracy.
Oh yeah, my family. I don't know if you would remember the '85 movie Explorers. Young Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix.
Doesn't ring a bell.
They went and watched it tonight, and they're like, "Yeah, we need $3.99 to see that." 85.
I don't know that I watched it. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the aliens in there. I think I did watch it when I was a kid.
If you watch a lot of movies that's really, really old, like the original Beetlejuice, you're gonna pay for it.
Well, they dusted it off just a little while ago because of Beetlejuice.
We saw that recently.
It was terrible. Absolutely.
It's like we're showing my younger nephew a lot of the 80s and earlier 90s movies that, like for me, we put in Flight of the Navigator not that long ago, and the slower pace of the movie, it wasn't as visually stimulating or for me as disabling. So I like the slower pace.
Some things you can't go back to, right?
Right.
You know what I've been doing lately as a sleep ritual, and I need to stop because it's not working, is going back and looking up old cartoon theme songs. And these are my 3 songs that I have played like several times in a row. I don't know why. It's just nostalgia to me. And the funny thing about it is, one of the things that I play, I've never watched one damn episode of it.
Yep.
Thundercats.
It keeps you out and stimulated.
Several times over again. DuckTales, because I just love that freaking theme song.
I was just watching the show the other night.
And Jim.
Ooh.
You said Jim?
Jim.
I used to watch that too. USA Cartoon Network.
I never watched the episode of Jim, and I watched the episode of DuckTales.
Oh man, you missed out.
But Thundercats,
I
killed it. I killed Thundercats.
Oh,
I love Thundercats. I love Thundercats. But
I
my gosh,
love Thundercats because Chitara was hot.
Oh, hell yes, she was.
And Pedro was the dude.
Oh. There is a content creator who has 2 huskies. And for some reason, the one older husky just gets so freaking worked up when the owner sings DuckTales. I gotta send this to you. It's silly sweet.
You have to look this up on YouTube whenever y'all get a chance. The original crew from DuckTales sings the theme to DuckTales. They're fucking awful. It's really, really bad. But it's so funny because it's the original DuckTales crew. And they're singing DuckTales, but they're singing it. It's like, this is bad. Also, and this is a good thing, but it's not because I didn't realize I looked at it. There was a show, there's a YouTube channel where they was playing old cartoons for little kids. And one of the cartoons was DuckTales. And then I looked at it, it was like 9 years old. So I'm like, shit, these kids are grown as people now. So this is not as funny as I thought it was. But it was so funny because one of them was DuckTales. The other one was Transformers, but this episode had a twist to it because the Transformers movie by that time it came out.
So it had the rock kind of song too.
Do you want the old Transformers or the new Transformers? And they reamed badly on the old Transformers. It was like,
oh yeah, always did.
Why do Megatron look like he's a good guy? Like he looks like somebody's grandpa.
Because he was a good guy.
They was killing like Megatron. Why do Optimus Prime look like he can't fight? He just looked like he's just really, really big.
Optimus Prime was a truck, which was kind of lame, but he was dope when he got to fighting because he was the boss. And then Megatron was so sad because
I had them reversed. I'm sorry.
Into a gun. Like, so you can't even do nothing yourself. You got to turn into a gun.
You can't pull your own trigger.
Grab you.
Starscream already has. Why he got to pick you up to use as a gun? Like, it didn't make sense.
Well, here's the funny thing about it is he could do something once, so he can jump, turn into a gun, and shoot off. That's it. If he misses, he's laying on the ground. That's it. That's the fight.
So when they turned Megatron into Galvatron, now all of a sudden,
now I'm done. I got so confused when they started.
No, I was still with it. I was still with it
because it was
like I enjoyed G.I. Joe.
Galvatron, and then who took Optimus Prime because it was something else.
Rodimus Prime.
He
was a letdown.
And what's so funny was, and that was an accident.
Yeah,
he was supposed to.
That was a letdown. That was a letdown.
It went down. But then again, so did G.I. Joe after the G.I.
No. So G.I. Joe, when G.I. Joe shifted over to the Pintor and the Crimson Commanders, that was dope. And you had Duke and Red Sonja had to switch over, and now it became Flint and Lady J and that whole new crew. Man, I loved all of that. And you had Galobulus, Cobra, la. Come on, man.
And Anna, don't worry about it. One, the whole movie was gross to be the fucking gross. That's seriously. It was a whole bunch of
great. The cartoon series stayed great. The toys were amazing. I still got most of my toys, even though the pieces have fallen apart because the rubber band broke.
G.I. Joe was a soap opera for kids.
Yes, it was. And I loved it.
No, soap opera?
Yeah, because all that shooting and nobody ever got shot.
Yeah. Was somebody supposed to be the most elite special fighting unit in the world? Y'all couldn't hit shit. Y'all never killed anybody.
But the fighting scenes were great. Great action. Great cartoon.
Anyway, we ain't got but one video because I know it's going to cause a conversation, but let's go ahead and get up out of here since it's still Sunday. And for us, it's 10:30, so it was early Sunday. So let's go ahead and take advantage of this situation, shall we? Just one video tonight, and it's something that all three of us has talked about. All three of us has warned everybody about. All three of us have been trying to teach you about. We will be better when we realize we have the same oppressor.
The day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. But the problem is our communities are divided. For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too don't, in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with Black blood? I always tell people the day.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Human history is very clear. We ain't coming together. Not in some kumbaya blended thing. Because here's one part, and this is about being an immigrant. This ain't even about just being Asian immigrants. Part of the immigrant story is, yeah, but I'm here now. Right? All that stuff back there. Okay, cool. Yeah, your ancestors did something, and now my ancestors benefit from it. And hey, but I'm here now. And that is how the immigrant story continues to evolve with each group that has come here. Mm-hmm. And the Black community cannot find unity with any of our immigrant communities because of the difference in how we came here. Mm. So we were never immigrants. We were imports. So we had to fight for humanity before we could fight for rights. Every other group, other than the indigenous people, every other group had to fight for their rights. They never had to fight for their humanity. Not here. So there's this thing where we're looked down upon because people will say, well, you've been here so long. How are you guys still on it? Because you didn't bother studying your history to understand why we're kept where we are. Mm-hmm. And then we resent that attitude. And then it's just a toxic brew. It's just like, it would be nice if we could focus on the big fight. The big fight is the European. That's the big fight. But it's hard to do that when the European is also the way that you pay your bills. It's also the way that you take care of your family. So you're going to go up against what allows you to exist, or you're going to go up against who is a drain on what you think you need to exist. So we fight each other.
Mm-hmm. And please understand that I'm not speaking for the Asian community. It's just knowledge to me. The Asian community and the Latino community, when they migrate to the United States, they're migrating for a purpose. They're migrating for a better life. And I ain't gonna say however, and they're either A, shipping money over to the old country, or B, they're shipping money over there to bring more of their people over here. When they're doing that, it is to build their community. The Asian community is bringing people from the Asian community to their Asian community in America. Latino community, same thing. So I know it's real easy, and I'm saying this for a reason. I know it's real easy to use that emotion to go, we need to come together. All the communities need to come together and fight as what? Well, you can't really fight. You really can't connect with a community when that wasn't what the reason you came over here to begin with was. You came over to build your community to be a bigger community, a better community, a stronger community, a more financial, stable community, more safe community, and just like anything else, if a byproduct of what your community do happens to slide over to another community,
yeah, I think part of the really big issue is we try to oversimplify things because it's how we can discuss them. And so, like when I say that we can't all come together, I mean that we can't all come together because nowhere in human history has that ever been the case. But
we tried one
that,
time.
Huh?
I'm just making a stupid joke. I think we tried one time with Babylon and we saw how that went.
Oh, well, you know, whatever on that one. But what we can't, so it's like we can focus on what we can't do, or we can focus on what we can do. And it's very difficult to, it's like holding on to a slippery fish in a way for me. It's very difficult to really get at the where we can come together, right? So long as coming together is presented in such a way that you're assimilating, it will always fail. Because inherent in that is someone has to decrease, right? And no rational individual or group will decrease without clear benefit, right? Like you'll see a husband and a wife or a spouse and a spouse come together and one will decrease and the other one will slightly increase, but they're mutually beneficial arrangements. Once you take groups, each group is blended in and of itself. And you put those two groups together. Now, what am I going to be secondary so you can be primary? Well, what has history taught me that primaries do to secondaries? And then if you're tertiary, oh my gosh, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you hear me say that we can't come together. But what we can do is we can work together. We can have defined purpose in what we're doing. Right? We can say, first of all, we got to get real clear on where we're putting our groups, right? And we got to define what the we's are, which is very hard to do. But if you say, like Marlon was making an excellent point about, you know, you got a home country and then you have your new country. Well, the descendants of African enslaved Africans, we don't have a home country.
No.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. We are literally a manufactured race. We are a part of this and a part of that, and we're rejected by both. Right? The European has always rejected us despite what they've done to us. The Africans, they don't know where we're from either. So we're rejected. Plus, we're like kind of tainted. Like if you look at it in the wild animal kingdom, there's certain species of animals where if a human touches it, the animal species will disown that creature, right? Because it's been tainted. So it's almost like we're outside of that. So we don't have an external place to draw from. So we're constantly seeking our identity. We're constantly going to our white family and we're saying, hey, we're Americans. You don't get more American than us because it's all we got. Why can't we come together? No, because you're dark. Right? We go to our African brothers and sisters. Hey, we Africans. Why can't we come together? Nah, because you're European. You're an American. Right? So that's one reason we can't just come together because we got too many deep-seated identity issues that go on. But what we can do is say, hey, the European, no matter what landmass that it has put itself onto, it has been cancerous towards anything that was there. It does not peacefully coexist. The European culture does not peacefully coexist, even among other European cultures. Can't do it. But it will do business with you. So let's see how we can negotiate those places, right? We want to have grocery stores. All right, well, we're going to get with the Latin community who has various things that they do here. Hey, well, we can teach you how to do some of these things in the business world because as we are American, pure American, we know this thing. Let's trade skills. Let's trade ideas. Let's build some bridges. We can do that. But it's hard to get the representatives that you need and the trust that's required to sustain that.
Okay. We have a few minutes left over. Anna, if you want to drop off, that's fine. I'm just wasting time now. So what I did was thank you for all that information. I really appreciate it. Thank you. What I was looking up out of curiosity is all the people who played Batman, TV shows and movies.
All right. I will say peace. Love you
Have
all.
a good night, Anna. Way to go, Marlon. You ran Anna off.
This is one thing that I found that was strange. I don't know. I don't want to say strange. Just interesting. Interesting. So we all know about Adam West playing Batman.
Yeah.
He showed everything else. It is interesting to me that the next time we had somebody play Batman, Michael Keaton. So we went from Adam West to Michael Keaton. I'm like, really? We never had anybody in between the 60s to the 80s? Late 80s at that, because it was 1989.
Because you got to keep in mind, Superman was running the show.
Oh, God.
Is that my internet?
I don't think that's my internet. And I know exactly how to fix it. But, I really need to fix that. Right?
Yeah, but Superman was running the show for like 30 years. Everything was Superman. We didn't need Batman. And plus, Adam West was during a TV era. And then the Batman movies you're talking about is when we stepped into the movie era for action type stuff. We used to have like more kitschy kind of stuff in the 80s. That's cool though.
It is. I just thought that was fascinating that we never had anything in between what was 68. So, as much crap as we talk about how great Adam West was.
Not me. I ain't never said that.
Neither did
Tracy says that.
Tracy loves Adam West. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I literally can't look at Batman and realize he's the most out of shape superhero on television right now. And y'all okay with that. So
that Batman look like he's selling insurance. I said it before, I'll say it again.
Like, I'm looking at this like, he got a bigger belly? What?
But that was the beauty of it though, because back then they were real people.
I don't need real people. You're a superhero. I mean, literally, bro, you're a superhero. Stop with the real people stuff. You're not real.
No, because here's the thing.
Because what you're arguing, I'm gonna tell you why I'm arguing back with you. That was the same argument they had with The Watchmen. And I thought that was the stupidest argument because it was like, but they're real down-to-earth people. I'm like, dude, no, they're not.
I never watched The Watchmen.
It's one of those movies you watch one time and you never go back.
But what I was getting at is, in that time frame and going backwards, you were thespians, right? You were actors plying your trade. So it didn't truly matter what you looked like. It was about the story that you were acting out. We now are in a time where everything needs to fit the bill, right? You got to have the certain look and a certain physique and a certain sound and all that. But back then, could you tell the story? The story was more important than the scene.
Now I'm going to make it political because I can't help it. I really can't. It's still, to this day, it pissed me off and it doesn't even really affect me. during the Batman era, the Adam West portion, there was another superhero called the Green Hornet. Green Hornet's sidekick was Kato.
Yeah, Bruce Lee, right?
Bruce Lee. This is how sad this country is. Bruce Lee was promised. What was the TV show? Dude walked around, did karate. Really didn't know karate, but did karate. But that was his whole mentality. He just walked around and did shit. If y'all in the audience, help me out. What was the movie where the guy was
The Warrior?
Not The War. No, I've never even heard of that.
It says he was originally intended to star in the TV show The Warrior. That was 1971.
It was a little.
And
later.
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu was promised to him, and they gave it to the white man.
Mm-hmm.
And I quote from the directors, because it was directly from his movie, it's more realistic. Like,
yeah.
Is it? What?
To white America, it is.
A white man went to China, learned Kung Fu, and came back to the United States.
And was more believable than a Chinese
more
man.
believable than you already got a Chinese dude.
Yes.
Stupidest.
You don't remember they had the movie The Last Samurai was the white guy?
Yeah, I remember that.
Right?
And it was. No, it wasn't.
The original geriatric. But the thing is, like, and this is not me like picking or anything, it's just how American history rolls. The dominant society was truly dominant back then. And white people in America have always believed that they're the ones most capable to be and do anything. That's part of what we're dealing with right now. By birthright, they're automatically qualified for whatever they choose to go do, even if it's portraying you.
But that's what I mean. But this is the part where I say it's 2025, and I know this is old history and everything else, but own it. I mean, don't come up with the bullshit that this is more realistic. No, the fuck it ain't. Just say that you think that it will sell to more white audience because you have more white people in the United States that will watch a white man do the same thing as an Asian man would do. But just own it.
Makes you feel special.
Realistic because it's not realistic.
But it is to them. It's realistic to them because they rely on fairy tales. So who has the money in the world to go sit in movies and watch movies and buy merchandise and do all that stuff? Europeans. Because why? They're the colonials. They're the ones who got the money. So they would rather see themselves looking back at themselves as the hero. To see some other race looking back at them as the hero is very disturbing to their psyche. It hasn't changed. They've gotten better with it, but that is part of the issue. What we're dealing with right now is a backlash of, wait a minute, I'm starting to see Black leaders. I'm starting to see female leaders. I'm starting to see these people in corporate settings. I'm being told what to do by people of color and Black people, because to me, that's not the same thing, right? Yeah. But that's challenging the psyche. And so they're fighting back. They're going to lose. They will lose, but they're going to fight like hell and until they lose. And it's going to be messy.
It is rare an actor can play both Bruce Wayne and Batman. It ain't rare. It has never happened.
Christian Bale.
No. Christian Bale was an awful Bruce Wayne.
No, he wasn't. He was fine.
He was a terrible Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne has no real depth anyway.
Batman, and that's it. But he was not a good Bruce Wayne.
Ain't nobody coming to watch Bruce Wayne. You just had to show up and put on a suit. That's all you had to do to be Bruce Wayne.
But that's not what we're arguing. We're arguing, was there an actor who played a Bruce Wayne? And
yes, Christian Bale.
Christian Bale was an awful Bruce Wayne.
I disagree. On what basis was he awful?
He was unbelievable as Bruce Wayne. He just was not believable to be Bruce Wayne.
What is unbelievable about a young rich white man playing a young rich white man?
It's the same thing as you're looking at Michael Keaton talking about he looked like somebody's granddad.
Because he was an old looking white man playing a young white man.
He was not even old.
But he looked old.
Oh, come on.
He looked old.
He was the best Bruce Wayne.
No.
But it wasn't Christian Bale.
That Batman looked like he on heart medication.
So Tracy, we have yet to have somebody who could play both Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale sucked as Bruce Wayne.
Nope.
He have got on my damn nerve being Batman too, though. For real. Like,
no, the worst Batman, worse than all the ones we were talking about, is that most recent Batman, that emo Batman.
Okay.
I can't.
I got my argument with you. I'm just gonna say it, and maybe it'll change your mind. I know it won't, but I want to change your mind about that Batman. The majority of the people did not like that Batman because he was portraying Batman year one. He was not portraying veteran Batman. He's portraying he just got back off the ship after being across seas, learning all the martial arts and everything, and now he's here and now he's fighting. This is year one Batman, and if you've seen some of the cartoons that I have seen, Batman did make a lot of stupid mistakes when he first started off. It was really bad mistakes. Like,
it was a terrible movie.
I'm never gonna say it wasn't a terrible movie.
It was a terrible movie, and I mean that movie was so bad. That movie was so bad, and he was such a bad Batman that if you Google emo Batman, it brings it up.
But I tell you this about that movie that inspired me, that helped me with him, that helped me understand him.
It pairs perfectly with emo Joker.
I never even watched that movie. I never watched both of them. I'm sorry. I am not finna make somebody. I refuse to watch a psychopath movie and call this entertainment.
Exactly.
That
was not the Joker.
Not gonna get me to do that.
That was not the Joker. I'm sorry.
You're just not gonna do that. First of all, I've known the Joker since it all started. You could not portray Joker in the movies. You do not have. It will be X-rated. Let's just be realistic. 2, going back to that Batman. I like how he learned at an early age that you can't beat yourself into success. Like, that's how it started off, that all he gonna do is punch and kick and throw and vigilante. And I don't understand why the police scared of me and everything else. And by the end of the movie, he just realized, no, we need to see you go and save people. And that's how it was at the end was, oh, wait a minute. These people are drowning. I can't kick and throw and punch my way in helping these people. I need to get my butt down there and literally help people. So, and that's how that dynamic of that movie changed for me. But
Ben Affleck was better than that.
You want your superhero to already be a veteran. You don't like year one learning the ropes type.
You not Batman yet. First of all, everything I took
You think
about
Superman
Batman
was Superman his first year?
I don't know. Yeah, because he came from another planet. Superman was Superman.
Actually, Superman was not Superman.
Superman was Superman.
Kal-El was Clark Kent, who was Superman.
Superman was Superman.
He was Kal-El.
That's just his nickname. That his real name is Kal-El.
That was his real name.
His real name was Kal-El. But Superman was
His
Superman.
name was Kal-El. He came to.
He was always Superman.
He was always Kal-El. He was not always Superman.
What did his parents call him?
Clark.
Thank you. So, if anything, he was Clark.
What's the Thank you. Why was that Superman?
If anything, his name was Clark, but he was always
Right.
Superman.
Kal-El.
He was always a Superman.
Okay. Kal-El.
Kal-El, yeah. That's his.
Why am I saying Kal-El? Kal-El.
Mhm.
Kal-El
Mhm.
portrayed Clark Kent, who portrayed Superman. What are you about?
On his home planet, Kal-El was just Kal-El. He was a baby,
Right.
but he was normal for his planet.
Yes.
Nothing special. Just another baby.
Just another baby.
Comes to Earth.
Right.
He is now a superhuman.
Nope. He's
Just
a baby.
But he's a superhuman. He is not like other babies.
Okay.
Because of the fact he came from another planet. So he is already a Superman. He just got to grow into his adulthood, but he's already a Superman. His new parents changed his name to Clark Kent. His name is Clark Kent because he had no idea that his name was Kal-El. Then he finds out that he's Kal-El. He finds out why he's different, and he takes the name Superman, but he was always a Superman, just by nature of what he was.
I would go as far as say he was always a superhero. Keanu Reeves was the perfect Superman, and
Christopher Reeves.
Christopher Reeves. Yes.
Only because he was the first to do it, and he was so smooth with it.
And he was very good. He was so good because he was the first one and the only one. I'm sorry, I can't do this new Superman. I just can't.
I mean, they tried.
He was smart. He was smart enough to realize that, yeah, I don't just put the glasses on and now I'm Clark Kent. No, I have to put the glasses on, mash my hair, slump down, walk funny, and everything else. He was
which was not consistent with what I've been told of the comic book. Because what I've been told with the comic book was as soon as he put on those glasses, he appeared different to other people. So that way, that's one of the reasons why people will look at the movie and be like, wait a minute, you can't tell that's the same cat. All you do is put on some glasses. Is because when he put on the glasses, to us, he appeared to be different than what he was.
I would go with that if it wasn't for the fact of Christopher Reeves. If I literally looked at Christopher Reeves, if I look, yes, yes, and as being Superman, that's part of your thing. You got to be an actor. You can't go around just being. Who are you? Clark Kent.
Okay, I feel where you're going. I get where you're going.
I literally just saw you fly through the window and put glasses on. You look the same. But he was a person that's just like, no, I have to literally look like a whole new person. Now, I know we make jokes about the glasses and everything. He just put the glasses on. No, Keanu Reeves, why do I keep calling Keanu? Christopher Reeves was the person who said, no, I have to slump down. I have to mess my hair up. I have to be clumsy. I have to be awkward and everything else.
It was classic for that time.
Yeah.
Because that's how you portrayed a dork back then. That's what they did. Remember the guy who was supposed to be the dad in Back to the Future, right? He's the quintessential nerd. You know, he's kind of slumpy, kind of clumsy. That was Clark Kent.
And if
it was the same mode.
And if you look at the old Batman TV shows and the cartoons and everything, the cartoons is fantastic. The animated series.
Yeah, Mark Hamill was the best.
You would not. You would never. There was no way you was going to look at.
He was Joker.
He was Batman because it was like you're the most unsociable person we've ever met. Like we barely see you. But I'm gonna tell you a line, and then we're gonna get on out of here, Theos. But I'm gonna tell you a line from the Batman movie. Morgan.
The emo Batman?
No, your Batman.
The good Batman. Okay.
The Batman. One of them. but it was Morgan Freeman who was talking, and I guess this had to be the second movie because he was like in charge by this time. The funniest scene I ever saw was a guy came in, and you talk about European attitude. This is quintessential European, white European attitude. The guy came in who was a forensic accountant. He was just doing paperwork for Wayne Enterprise, normal stuff.
I remember saying.
And he came across where he figured out that Bruce Wayne is Batman. And just as I said, he slumps back in his chair. I want $10 million every year for the rest of my life. And Morgan Freeman said, so let me get this straight. You're accusing a billionaire, one of the most powerful people in the world, of being a vigilante who spends his night beating up bad guys. And your bright idea is to blackmail this person. Good luck. And I went, they actually don't win one way or the other on this argument. Do you want to go against Bruce Wayne or do you want to go against Batman?
No, it would have been simple. What he should have done was not ask for money over time, just give him a one-time payout, or else he goes public. Because Batman ain't going to do nothing to you.
Yes, he would.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he would.
Violates his code. Wouldn't have done that.
Well, not prove it. Prove that it was him.
You talking like it's you.
No, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking literally
Batman in that movie. He never acted like that.
Batman has the ability of getting at you without you thinking it's you that did it.
I agree. He has the ability, but I'm telling you, in the context of the movie, there's nothing that says he would have done that. There's no example of him doing it to anybody else.
He was called Superman by fans.
Right. It was a name that was given to him.
By Lois. I think either Lois or
I don't know. Probably. I don't know.
I can't remember. Lois
put his pajamas together. And apparently his mama was an amazing seamstress because his clothes didn't fall apart when he flew.
Right. Oh, and by the way, the most cringy thing about it is that both Batman and Superman's mom was named Martha.
Which is probably tied to the creator of the DC series of stuff. I mean, because, Spider-Man had Martha. Who was Martha in Spider-Man?
Was her name Martha?
No, because you had let me see. Martha was in Spider-Man. I just can't remember what capacity.
Oh, okay. Spider-Man was Aunt something.
That was Aunt May.
Aunt May. And then it got real stupid because the parents wasn't dead; they were still alive, and they worked for.
Oh, she was
Shield.
Spider-Woman.
Yeah, we don't talk about Spider-Woman. We don't.
All right. Anyway, that's cool.
Anyway, Theus, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me right here hanging out with Marlon and Anna, and check me out on Complex Mind, Simple Man.
All right, that is our weekend. So glad to be back, full of energy. We're gonna get right back on track with everything that's going around in the world, in the United States, and laugh and joke and ha because quite honestly, this will go down as one of the best shows we've ever had. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're Legibitqua until
I appreciate Anna. I appreciate Theus. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
Yeah, I got to start taking my Spanish lessons.
Okay. I think I'm gonna teach myself how to type though. That was a good idea from yesterday. Yeah. Okay.